comrades, today is July 27, 2026, and the current time is 1918. As part of our ongoing effort to test and demonstrate new and exciting products to the masses, the Institute has cloned famed TV internet personality Kathy Mitchell to star in Institute-branded infomercials. That concludes today's announcements.
この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。
Oh. Well, that's awkward, ain't it? Oh, never mind. There we go. Look at that. I'm the best streamer ever. I make things magically work when I wasn't even intending it to work. Anyways, how are all of you doing, comrades? Whoa, look, it's Rimworld, that game that we play on Mondays, because Mondays... Oh, I got to get rid of the, little Pokemons on today's stream, because we usually don't have them for this type of thing. Anyways, hello. Wow, isn't it crazy that we're finally back to Monday? I'm awake, is all I'll say right now, and that's great. Also, hello everyone, how are all of you doing? Hello Akka, that is the lurky one. Yeah, I was like, that's like the opposite direction. Also, hello Ziryu and Graven and Goldenrod and Umi and Ray, congrats for being first. Also, hello Fear and Ziryu, and I think that's everyone, and Mr. Dubbing. I just want to point out, yeah, I basically live and die by Microsoft Excel, so when I don't have to do Excel anything, I'm actually apparently less competent than you would think, but when I have Excel in front of me, I lock in and I figure out how to build this spreadsheet, Tableau, whatever nonsense I need to do, which is not that difficult to do once you kind of get the hang of it, but it is kind of, you know, just a little silly when it has to get done, but, you know, you make it work. You make it work when you need it to work. So, that's essentially the gist of it. Give me 1 second, I'm, like, cracking my back real quick, because I am, like, a little... Oh. Yeah, sorry, I'm just cracking my back real quick just because I'm a little I went on a walk today. I decided to be a human being and explore the outside by walking and embracing this horrifying thing that we call nature. I am not commonly outside, but I decided, okay, well, I have to or else Ray's going to murder me, and so that's why I decided to take a walk. So that's why I took a walk. So yeah, the more you know. Also, there's no music playing, so let's play some music. Also, hello Raging. Wow, how are you doing, comrade? I think you were playing... I saw you were streaming something, but I did not check to see what it was. Let me do the shout out thingy. Yes, it's okay to shout out your own mods when they raid into you. Thank you for the raid, by the way. Hopefully your stream was fun and exciting. What were you actually playing? I do not remember. Oh, Palworld. Oh my gosh. Everyone is playing Palworld right now. It's actually kind of nuts. I don't mind Palworld. I actually like playing Palworld, but boy, there's... some of my friends I was watching them play, and I'm literally amazed at how quickly that they just get through Palworld. It's actually insane. Like, at least Ray, when me and Ray play, she's at least kind enough to not advance super fast without me. But some people I've seen, they play Palworld and they'll navigate through the entire tech tree within like 3 days. You know, you play like once a day for like maybe a couple hours, and by the time you come back from work the next day, you're already like 3 tiers ahead, and you don't even know how you got to that point. And it's actually a little crazy to think about, but some people just are really dedicated and they will keep playing until they can't play any longer. And I think it's a little ridiculous, but hey, as long as you're having fun, that's what matters. Just, you know, take time with it and don't go too fast. Relax, enjoy the game. You know, touching grass. Yeah, exactly. Who touches grass nowadays? Listen, I touch grass. I have to because I need to function as a human being. Wish your laptop could handle it, but can barely run it. See, the solution is you steal a laptop from your local data center. There's just RAM sitting in those data centers. Just steal those data center RAM. You'll be fine. No one's gonna know. That's why you don't leave the server running when your friends are online if you're going to try and play with friends. Exactly. Well, I forgot that Zomboid, what's it called? 1 build 42 stable is actually out. I think it's actually out tomorrow or Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday. And I considered doing a stream for Zomboid, but Wednesday's already kind of slotted in for the Fire Emblem run. So I think what we'll do is we'll wait for Zomboid for next week, and we're gonna wait until a bunch of the mods that I normally like to play with have been updated, And then I think we'll do a Zomboid run on stream. We'll make it community, multiplayer, all the usual shenanigans, but there's going to be the caveat of the server's only live when I'm live. Okay. With additional caveat of the server will be up like maybe like for an hour before stream and an hour after stream. So basically you can do what you want for like an hour before, an hour after, and obviously in the middle of stream, but after that there's like nothing. And for me, all of my gameplay is going to strictly be on stream because my time before stream is going to be a lot rougher because I have to take care of better care of my health, and so I have to, you know, partake in things like taking walks, and if I don't do any of that, Ray's going to kill me. So in the interest of not being murdered by Ray, I'm going to be doing that type of thing more frequently. No, there's no PvP. I don't do PvP on any Zomboid. We've done like 3 or 4 Zomboid runs on stream, and every single time I've just never had PvP. Part of the issue is PvP leads to very I think it leads to a lot of feel bad moments, and that's generally not fun, right? I think if that's the case, it's just not fun for anyone if there's just like a lot of feel bads, and so we're not going to be doing anything of the sort. Really, most of the mods that I play with, by the way, are primarily what's what I'm thinking of, are primarily content mods anyway. So like this one just adds more vehicles, this one adds more vehicles, this one just adds like a literal tank, and so the main thing you can expect is just see, here's more vehicles, it'll be fine, it'll be fun. But again, because of the limited times that the server will be up, just keep that in mind, that it'll only be open like 5 hours a day when I'm streaming, and if I'm not streaming, you'll have to wait till the next week. I hope that's not going to bother anyone, but I wanted, because last time we did a Zomboid server, there were some people who were really far ahead of everyone else in the run because they were just playing non-stop, and there's nothing wrong with that, but when there's that far ahead, it kind of makes it a lot less fun for everyone else, and that's kind of why we do that. Add an AC-130. Is that even a thing you can add as a mod? If I Google this, hold on. AC-130 Zomboid. I'm actually going to Google this because now I'm actually curious if this is a thing that someone has. No, okay, no. It's a thing for Arma, but not for Zomboid. Although that'd be kind of funny, though. No, we're not doing the the wave defense thing, because we're not gonna do that. I think it was fun at first, but I think the main goals will be, I'll try to come up with some goals, and then we'll try to accomplish those goals on stream. But basically, my guess is that I'm gonna see what the new map looks like, and then we'll probably be like, all right, our goal is we need to clear out this area, and this area. Yeah, we're not gonna reclaim all of Kentucky, but we'll be like, all right, we're gonna attack maybe the mall, the airport, and the gun range, and then all that. You know, touch Zomboid since 2017 on Thrust. Yeah, I think Zomboid's a lot of fun, honestly. I think Zomboid's like definitely one of the better open world survival games. It's like the one open world survival crafter that I'm willing to play a significant amount of time on. I seldom enjoy playing survival crafters, but Zomboid kind of scratches a certain itch for me that I'm willing to play it more frequently. There's side. Yeah, I know you died. I tend to get people killed for some reason. Like whenever they tag along with me, it's just like, oh yeah, we're off on an adventure, and then everyone but me dies, and I'm just like, no, how could I let this happen? My dear comrades have all perished because of my mistakes, and I'll feel like an anime protagonist when everyone's dead. You know, all the usual stuff. Hey, look, Rimworld's a good game too when it's not. You know what's actually really annoying? Okay, so I saw, you know how we complain about AI mods in Rimworld? So Zomboid actually has a similar problem recently with AI mods, and one of the biggest issues is that people have been, you know how like there's a lot of programs out there where you can feed an AI model a picture and it'll generate a 3D mesh for you. It's not a very good mesh, and it's absolutely not optimized. So apparently the average mesh in Zomboid is about 1,000 to 2,000 polygons approximately, which is not a lot, right? In fact, a lot of them are like 1,000 or less. But apparently some people have been uploading mods to the workshop on Steam where it's like 1 gigabyte for a single model, and then someone cracked open the model and it was like 1,000,000 polygons for some reason. It was like a super unoptimized mesh that was just a disaster to look at. And I think that was like, all right, so this is where we're at in the Zomboid timeline. Just completely, I've not kept up with Zomboid anything in a while, so it's kind of interesting. Also, hello, Kahila. You know, I agree that the wave thing was a little... I like the wave thing sometimes, but I think in the next run we're not doing it. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. I think it was mostly just so I had an excuse so we could have like a base that we had to defend. But defending bases in Zomboid kind of sucks, quite frankly. I think it was fun for a little bit. I think it's more fun if you have it like a natural defensive thing, but we'll have to see. Oh yeah, no, I know. Every community is just drowning in AI slop, and it's just insane. It sucks. It is a plague. I agree. I know Star Sector's community is very like, half the people are like, yeah, AI portraits are fine, and the other half are like, no, AI portraits are bad. And everyone's just, no one can come up with like a single, you know, there's no unification in that, obviously, because that's just gonna be how it is. But it is a little unfortunate. Oh, we can make salt. We can mix condiments in the kibble. Why would we want to do that? Where did I get all this cloth? Oh, we manufactured all this cloth. We should probably haul this in. I have a lot of... I need a hauler. I need like a dedicated pawn whose whole job is to haul things forever. But everyone actually has a job in the colony, which is a little unfortunate. Let's see. Maybe... someone is a doctor. I need someone who's like dedicated to strictly hauling. Sun will not do any of that. Maybe we need like a robot. Yeah. Yeah, glitches and people who don't think of their ramifications. Oh, trust me, I'm aware. How's it going before you just complain? I'm doing pretty good. I went on a walk before I started stream, and it was a fine experience because I have to start taking more walks because I need to be healthy. So yeah, if I'm ever late in the near future, just keep in mind it's probably because, like I said, I am taking more walks as of late, just as an FYI. There's certain that are super pro AI and use it for everything on computers. Oh, no, trust me. I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm not going to mention who or what it is, but I know exactly what you mean. It is incredibly prevalent. Trust me. I'm aware too. Yeah, gotta get me a creature. You know, actually, speaking of creatures, have you seen Ray's new dog? Ray posted a photo of the new dog that her family is going to be picking up on Discord, and it is adorable. It is another Yorkie, and that thing is absolutely microscopic. It is tiny. Like, if you take a look, you'll understand what I mean when I say this creature is absolutely small. It's adorable, but it is quite small. So also, our one of the things this colony is running into is we're running into huge power problems. So my next main goal is we need to quickly find a way to store metric tons of power and generate tons of power as well. So that's our major goal for today. Today's main goal is to maybe build a fusion reactor. If I can justify putting a fusion reactor down. Primarily, if we can get a TCG module, we'll make or TGF module. I feel like those are not the right acronyms. TCG is trading card game. TGF is thank God it's Friday. What is the TFG module? Okay, I somehow mixed the last two letters up. Yeah, no, that little Yorkie is absolutely microscopic. Isn't it adorable? Yeah, so that's gonna be the thing that Ray and family are going to be getting soon, and it is quite cute. Also, we're gonna start replacing a lot of these walls. These walls need to be replaced with proper, good old slate. Yeah, that's right. We wanted to replace a lot of the wood with slate. That way, you know, we're a little more protected from problems. A little bit more protection, basically. Why do something like 7 days in time where you use 7 larger day? Because I think I don't necessarily want to do that. I mean, we were essentially doing that. Okay, so basically in a previous run, like I don't know if you were here for that, but a long time ago, we did do a run of Zomboid, and one of the mods we ran with was literally like a wave defense thing, where every like 7 days, a giant amount of zombies would attack your base. It would basically like it basically put like a beacon on every player, essentially, and you could run away, you could do whatever you want, but the zombies will be hunting you down and you have to find a way to survive, which is fine, kind of, right? So but the problem is that if you're into combat, that's great, but if you're not into combat, it kind of was pretty bad. And I know not everyone's into combat. I know, for example, Ray doesn't really care for combat, and she's more into like the whole making a little farmhouse type deal too, so it adds at least options. But I do want to, you know, there should be stakes and there should be goals. So my solution is we'll come up with a goal on Zomboid, and we'll see if we can accomplish that goal. Like, say, clear out the mall. I don't know if I'm going to add bandits. I know there's a bandits mod, but I think right now I don't want to, primarily because if it's gonna, I'm not sure if it's gonna be stable when it comes out. It's not probably not gonna be stable when it comes out. And also I tried playing against bandits with what's that one mod called? One week prior. You know what I'm talking about? The mod where you start week one, and the bandits were just so annoying to deal with. They were actually just really strong, and you could easily just get gunned down before you even realize it. And I get that's the point, like the bandits was big and scary and strong, but it wasn't terribly fun. And in the end, isn't that what it's all about? That we're all supposed to be having fun? And if you're not having fun, what's the point? So for me, that was kind of my logic. I'm like, yeah, I don't think I want to do this. Oh, we have way too much chem fuel. So that's why we're not doing bandits. As fun as bandits would be, nah, we're not doing any bandito shenanigans today. Sorry. Okay, so we actually have way more chem fuel than I thought, which is great. We need to start figuring out how we're gonna. I wonder if I could feed the chem fuel automatically into a power generator, but that might be a little annoying. Suffering is fun. Suffering is fun up to a point, is my opinion. You know, Rimworld suffering is fun. Is kind of, oh, I completely forgot. I had a toilet here, and I was supposed to replace the bathroom. Yeah, I forgot. Like, we did have a bathroom there, and I completely forgot about it. Let's re-put that bathroom there, but maybe instead of a sink, we'll put a shower. I think a nice little shower will keep this nice and schmancy. Power shower is probably fine. There we go. Yeah, exactly. Like, I know you do pacifist builds. I know Ray usually doesn't do combat stuff, so I want to make sure that the server is fun for a lot of people and not just the people who are super into combat and fighting things. Yeah, so like I said, the goal is we'll just have a nice relaxing adventure, and if you want to partake in combat, then you can partake in combat. Otherwise, if you want to be farming and ranching, that's also an option. And we'll try to come up with a few goals, but again, the main thing is that the stream will be only running while I am live, so that, you know, not everyone's gonna be able to just hop on and everything's like suddenly cleared out. And I think we'll keep it fairly easy this time around. I think one of the other things too is that if you're into medical stuff, normally when I play Zomboid, I like having, if you get bit, you die. Like you're basically infected 100% guaranteed. I think for this next run, I might not do that per se. Primarily in the sense that, like, for a multiplayer, I think it's a little bit more, I get it reduces the stakes a little bit, but if you do get bit, at the very least you can, if you get swarmed, you're still gonna die, right? But if you're able to escape and you can get your wounds tended, maybe give medicine skill a little bit more of a purpose, then I think that'll be a fun way to do things. That way medicine doesn't feel useless, because it's so hard to actually get medicine ranked up, because there's so, if you're already bit, you're like, if you get injured by the zombies, you're basically dead. So this way, at least, hey, you're not guaranteed to die. There's, you know, you can still survive, and I think that's how I want to do it. So hopefully that makes sense, and we'll all be fine and dandy with that, right? What does this require? One small, one basic AI, and one other thing. One small, probably this, and this should be good. So I've seen that amputate mod. I have seen that mod. I don't know if it's going to be ready by the time B42 stable comes out, but I know what you're talking about. Yes. I don't know what it was called. I think it was called like the only cure, I think is what it was called. And the whole gimmick was, yeah, you could, you know, saw off your arm or chop it off with a machete, and if you do it fast enough, you can probably survive, but obviously it's like a huge risk. But the problem is that it's very easy to get bit, say, in like the neck or anywhere else if you're not careful. I don't know, we'll think about it. Maybe I'll put some discussion on Discord. I'll reopen the Zomboid channel, like, hey, we're gonna repurpose the Minecraft server into Zomboid. What's everyone's opinions on different things, but we're not gonna make it, you know, I want to make sure everyone can have fun. But again, have fun while I'm live, because we want to make sure no one's progressing too fast. Because I think we did like a Russia server at one point, and I think some people were just like so far ahead of the run because they were playing almost like, I think I would log on like once a week for stream, and I think some people were playing nearly I want to say, like, I think like, let's just say way more than what I was playing. Okay, let's just say that. And I was like, okay, maybe we need to tone it down a little bit, put some roadblocks in there. And another thing is, like, we're not going to be doing 10 years later. 10 years later was fun kind of, but it became a bit of a mess in its own right. So, you know, there's a lot of different things like that, you know, that are just things to consider. Running game servers is not easy, I'll tell you that much. There's a lot of cool things that comes in mind, but we got to make sure that, again, fun trumps everything else. As long as everyone's having fun and having a good time, then I'm happy. If people are not having a good time, then that's a bad thing, right? So the question is, will Ray play? Probably not, because she's probably too busy playing Palworld. I know she's addicted to Palworld right now. In fact, if I asked her what she's doing, she's probably going to say she's currently playing Palworld, because that is her thing. She is really into Palworld. Also, can we run this event? Ah, let's do the Honor Festival. Yeah, let's do this real quick. It's just a nice speech that I guess we'll have here. Yeah, in our very dirty-looking, grungy chapel. Hello, son. How are you doing, comrade? We actually have so much hay. I probably do not need to grow any more hay. We can probably survive like 2 seasons with this much hay. Community Palworld. So, the only reason I don't want to do Community Palworld is once I'm done with me and Ray's run on the server that we're currently on, I am probably done with Palworld for like a year, if not 2. Because I think it's easy to get kind of burnt out of like survival crafters if you play too long. And as fun as it is, I really think Pokemon should take a lot of like lessons from Palworld, because Palworld's actually a lot of fun. And it's kind of a shame that Pokemon is not nearly as well done as Palworld is in terms of like the content that you can actually do in the game, which is kind of tragic, right? I'm doing pretty good, son. I'm currently chugging a lot of water because water is healthy, and yes, water is good for the soul. So that's kind of my thing. Yeah, if you're gonna play Palworld, like, it's fun, but you know, keep in mind, like, hey, it's not the perfect game. It is a game. My gosh, we have so much stuff in this colony. We need more dirt. That's why I need this thing to be built, so we can just manufacture dirt at ridiculous speeds. How are you doing, Infinity? Hopefully you're having a good evening. Welcome to our wonderful colony. Need to get away from Overwatch 2. See, the solution is just don't play Overwatch 2. I don't even know any of the new characters in Overwatch 2. I think the only one I know is that new Omnic lady who's technically like, who has like a normal human face, kind of. Well, it's got like a robot. Well, she's a robot, but she's got like a human looking face. But her neck glows whenever she talks. I think that's like the only character I know about in the new Overwatch stuff. Other than that, I really don't know anything about the new Overwatch content. It's like all foreign to me. Yeah. Also, here we go. We're gonna set this owner as Iron Sword there. Just play League, or worse, Valorant. Just don't play either. Don't play Valorant. Play Counter-Strike. I don't know. I've never touched Valorant, and I have zero intention of playing Valorant ever. For me, Valorant is just... It's just the E-Dater's version of Counter-Strike. That's literally all it is. It's the E-Dater hero shooter Counter-Strike, and I'd rather just play anything else than Valorant. Valorant has, like, no appeal to me whatsoever. Our Overwatch 2 characters, they all like incidentals? What do you mean they look like incidentals? Palworld is similar to Pokemon as Ark Survival evolved to Stardew Valley. Well, I think it's more like Palworld has that cutesy... I think it's more like the open world aspect of Palworld is so well done, I would say, that they should like Pokemon could take some ideas of like, what if Pokemon made an open world survival game? And I guess technically Pokepia is close, but not quite on that same level of what I think I'm trying to go for. Right. Oh, their background? Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think a lot of Overwatch characters are background. I don't mind Overwatch character design that much, but I also don't play Overwatch at all, so I literally stopped caring. It's just not in me to care about the game anymore. And while trying new stuff, and Nintendo hates that. Trust me, every company hates trying new things. Why do you think they all kind of suck? Because no one is willing to take the risk and try out doing new things. If they were willing to try new things, maybe it would suck less. But unfortunately, they are not willing to do such a thing. Oh my gosh, we need more steel. I have somehow ripped through all of our steel. I need to find a way to automatically dump our steel in there. This thing is actually outputting a lot of metal, which is great. Okay. What was I going to do with this growing zone? We grew strawberries. We should grow more strawberries. I guess we'll let it grow whatever it wants to grow. I thought we were growing Devil Strand, but I guess we did not. Actually, just forcibly grow it. Should be fine. Where's my plant? Oh, here we go. Let's have Immortal sow this field. We should have a lot of Devil Strand. Oh, okay, only gonna sow one. No innovation unless it's deaf slopping machine. I mean, yeah. Well, here's the thing. One of the biggest issues with a game like Overwatch is that a lot of the characters are designed by committee because they have to meet like a certain threshold of being mass marketable so that they can make merchandise out of it. That's why they output so many female characters, but they never output a lot of male characters, right? Because female characters are marketable. Male characters are a lot less marketable unless they fit like specific aesthetic markings, right? That's why, like what's the saying? Like you can have someone who probably never played Overwatch, but they spend a lot of time on the internet, and they'll know who Mercy is, but they're not gonna know who, say, Zenyatta is. Because like who cares about Zenyatta? But Mercy, oh, she's in all those videos that this person's probably seen. Same with Tracer or any of the other characters that are commonly depicted in certain situations through the power of Source Filmmaker or Blender. Waifu crafting on... Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of... It's basically waifu crafting by committee. Look at Squirrel Girl and Rivals. I have not played Rivals, I'll be honest. Squirrel Girl. Oh, yeah, okay, I saw this art, yeah. I've seen this. Or I've seen her look, yeah. The Tracer bot controversy? I forget. No, that's something I haven't heard in a long time. Actually, that reminds me. It's starting to sound like in 14, we may or may not actually get butt sliders at some point. I know it's like been a running joke in the 14 community, but Yoshi P has been very much going like, well, you know, we want to give players more choice and customization. It's starting to sound like we may or may not be getting butt sliders at some point. They're already letting you paint yourself whatever color you want to be. Butt sliders are the next logical step, is all I'm going to say. That's the other character. God. Just see, Overwatch is just such a silly game. I don't know. Olafel Maid's mine's incoming. I mean, it's like, okay, so so the thing is, at the very least, Lalafels can be whatever color they want to. I mean, it's more like, so 14's had very much like a restricted color palette for every race, right? That was always kind of like the thing, because they were very much in tune with keeping the game lore accurate as much as possible as they can, right? So take for example, Mikote. Mikote had like war paint on their faces all the time, like tattoos in a way, but they've announced recently that with the next expansion pack that they'll be able to no longer have those. You can just have like a bare-faced Mikote aside. You basically look like a human, but with cat ears. I've heard people calling them like peeled Mikote because you're peeling away their tattoos or something like that, and I'm like, that's definitely a way to describe it, but though maybe not the way I would probably describe it. What happened in Aeon? Did Aeon have uncapped height sliders? That sounds incredibly cursed. That sounds incredibly cursed. No, they should never uncap the height slider. Certain races, like, I'm of the opinion, and I know this is probably maybe the weird thing hearing from me, but I am of the opinion that restrictions in games generally breed creativity in how you design things, right? Oh, shoot. Oh, who's this? Oh, he's a prisoner. How did the prisoner get over here? Hello? Okay, wait. Hold on, we gotta put the prisoner down. Okay, resistance. Okay, so all my knights are out here. All right. Let's have. I need more knights. I need to pick a new person to be a knight. Yeah, we need more knights. He's hungry and he's on the verge of passing out, so he's not much for this world. But we'll have the opposer just beat him up. Okay, let's punch him. I don't want to murder him. Oh. Never mind, I guess we murdered him. That's tragic. Alright then, maybe we should haul these things away so the prisoner can't escape. God, I don't know where to dump this. Storage, clubs go here too, because we don't need clubs, just get them out of there. Let's see. There we go. Kind of like absurd sliders, something you want to break an absolute freak. I mean, it depends. I personally don't. I like having things looking the way the game is intended to look for the most part as well. Let's see. I remember picking it up at some point, seeing how the characters have the size of laws, nice people twice the normal height. Just you have two minds. If you want to single player, who cares? If it's jumping for some, there's limits. That's also like a fair point. Like especially in an MMO where you're sharing this space with other people. I've seen a lot of stories of like mod beasts on Final Fantasy 14 where it's just like it's not even looking like Final Fantasy 14 anymore. If you don't know, in Final Fantasy 14 there's a mod out there that lets you sync your mods with other players so that you can see their true form, I guess is the best way to describe it. And this is kind of where the term mod beast comes from, because they stop looking like what they're supposed to be in 14 and they start looking like eldritch abominations spawned from a portal from Cthulhu's stinky hole, and it's kind of not fun to look at, I would say. Sometimes you like, let's see, have I tried? No, I've not tried Where Winds Meet. I think that's the Chinese wuxia MMO, right? I did not play it. I had friends who played it, and they kind of dropped it when they found out that some of the quests had you have to talk to like an AI chatbot to, you know, because they're like, oh, make the game more immersive by having NPCs you can literally type messages to and talk to. And it's like, no one wants this. Stop. Right? And so they kind of dropped it because they thought it was stupid. And I'm like, yeah, it is. It does sound pretty stupid. Hello, Z-Poser. Welcome home. How are you doing? Okay. We need to get that TFG module. I literally cannot produce enough power. We don't even store enough to survive. I think if we get an AI Persona Core, we can get one, but we have not found an AI Persona Core at all. Actually, you know what I need to research next too, before I forget, is I would like to research wet work, which I think requires, let's see. Maybe we need, let's see. Maybe not. I have to figure out how to get this done. That's a shuttle crash. Oh, there's a person in there. Well, I guess we should probably rescue them. I guess I should probably rescue the two of them. Alright, you tend without medicine, and we'll have Ray, who's already over here. I guess who's over here? I guess Sun can go rescue this one. They're a little far. Oh, rescue. There we go. That should be fine. Let's fight the chatbots. I'm basically not going to touch the chatbot stuff ever. I basically, that's my personal thing. If I'm forced to interact with AI chatbots, my desire to play the game, it instantly craters to like 0, because I don't want to deal with that. You have your penultimate final tomorrow, but you don't remember the virtual site. The schedule sees everything else. You have to call university. Did you find out? Hopefully you do well on your exam. Hi, Xanth and Ranu. Rat swag when? I'm not even a rat VTuber. If I was a rat VTuber, maybe I'd have rat-themed swag, but why would I have that when I don't have any? I'm not even rat-themed. I'm a human-themed. The only merchandise I've ever released is the Akimakura, and I don't even have the trailer or the advertisement on YouTube. I've been meaning to upload the advert on YouTube. I don't know why I've never done that. So I'm gonna probably upload the advert to YouTube so you can watch it there forever. I don't know what it is, but I've been like watching I've been rewatching a lot of old infomercials from like the 90s and 2000s, and they're so interesting. One, because you can kind of see how different people used to talk like 20 to 30 years ago, and just how slow everything just felt. Like you didn't feel like you were rushed all the time to scroll to the next thing. You were just kind of enjoying it. Yeah, it's weird. No, I'm not a cat. Where's your Naki? Ah, eventually, but didn't I just buy you another thing instead that you'll be receiving in the near future? Oh shoot, Boomhouse was drafted this whole time. That's not good. Eat your food. But anyways, yeah, I know Terra Invicta has the new DLC that just came out. I didn't get a key from Hooded Horse for it, and I quite frankly I don't feel like playing Terra Invicta at all. One of those games that I look at it and I'm like, I should probably play this, but I'm like, I just don't feel like playing it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Also, hi, Havel, how are you doing? You know what's actually really funny, too? Like, so a lot of those products from, like, those old infomercials, you can tell that they're all, like, basically Chinese-made, manufactured kind of junk in a way. But because back then we didn't have websites like Amazon where you could peddle your Chinesium imports for cheap, you had a lot of these weird products that were essentially maybe they were designed in the US, but they were manufactured in China, but they were sold for like, yeah, this thing is, try out this brand new pot or pan wok thing that can steam cook your meal in 20 minutes. And it's just like, but when you think about it, 20 minutes of cooking is actually not that bad. Or like 30 minutes of cooking isn't even that bad either. Because you know what most of your cooking time is actually taking place? I'll tell you what, it's not the cooking part. No, it's the preparation part. Like a lot of these adverts like say, oh, you can cook your food in like 5 to 10 minutes. Amazing. But then you like realize the amount of prep that you need is like the same still. Like if you didn't have this thing, I guess you're cooking it in like 20 minutes or instead of 10 minutes, but the prep is gonna still take you like 30 to 40 minutes in the first place. So no matter what, the prep is what really eats up your time. And yeah, a lot of them were just like, oh, hold on, I'll get into that a little bit too. Also, hi, Interest, how are you doing? How was your, I assume, Rimworld stream? Unfortunately, I have to run. Good luck. All right, thanks, Interest. Have a good one. Thank you for joining us. And thank you for all the raiders who are joining us as well. Welcome to the totally normal ratkin-themed colony, where the ratkin are slowly getting bigger and better while I talk about completely inane things. Yes, sir. That's unironically what we're doing. I'm trying to figure out how to make an automatoid because I need a hauler. I wanted to make a shaft worker, but I don't have the stamponents or synthread or polyester. I think that's... Oh, that's what I was doing. Yeah, we're gonna make synthread or stamponents. I need like a few of them. It's not that bad. Oh, you're doing Medieval Apocalypse. Interesting. How has that been? Hopefully that's been a grand old time. Let's see. Also, hi Ashi, how are you doing? Wait till 4 to 6. You know what else is crazy too about like the shipping things? So I think the thing I hate about like those old advertisements, right? So it'll be like this. So you'll see a product, and okay, here's an example that I saw earlier. Okay, so they'll be like, here's this the yolk. The yolk cup is what they're called. I don't know. Let's say it's called the yolk cup. How are you doing, Immortal? So it'll be like, you can suck up the yolk of an egg with this, essentially like a suction. You know, like those things that you used to suck out, what's it called? Suck out, snot out of a baby's nose, like a bulb. Imagine that, but for removing egg yolks from egg whites. Separate it. Okay, simple enough. They're like, it's $20 for one. And I'm like, who was paying $20 for this in like the 90s? And then like, oh, but wait, there's more. You will send you 2 of them. And it's just like, okay, so now they're $10 a pop, and it's in 1990s money, which is probably like $30 to $40 today. But then like, but we'll throw in this, fake slap chop for free. Just pay separate processing and handling. And we'll even lower the price to $10. And that's how they get you, because they'll be like, oh, you can get all this $60 value for $9.99 and plus shipping and handling. But then you have to pay shipping and handling for every product, and so by the time you're done with it, you're really spending like still $20 to $30 on this nonsense. It's crazy. Iron Age Finland is nice. Wait, what do you mean by Iron Age? This use your hands to move the egg yolk. I mean, yeah, like if I have to separate egg yolk from egg whites, I just use the eggshells. It's not that hard. But I also understand that, like, I understand why these products exist, but I just think it's really funny that I think there's not a lot of people who really understand why these things actually properly exist. Or like the way that they market these products is just insane. Like I saw an ad the other day for something like one of those infomercials for something like what is it called, the New Wave oven, and I'm like, this is just an air fryer before they were called air fryers. Oh yeah, water bottles do the same thing. Yeah, you can just use a water bottle. Just filter the whites through your fingers. Oh, can you actually do it like that? See, I don't want to run the eggs through my fingers is the thing. That's the thing. Like I'm not here to run eggs through my fingers. That sounds kind of disgusting, and that's why I use the eggshells most of the time. Again, remove to crack the whole egg into a bowl and pull out the yolk by hand. I mean, it sounds like that's what Interest is saying. Like you could probably do that, but I'd rather just use the eggshells or something else. Like for me, eggshells work fine because I'm not that bad at cracking eggs, I like to think, although maybe Ray's gonna be like, no, you're wrong, he's bad, don't listen to him. In which case I'm like, well, I'm being called out. That's a whole different problem. I know what I'm doing, I swear. God, this colony has so much stuff. Oh, these are the Royal Tribute collectors. I don't really want to... Oh, shoot, how long has Alana been drafted? We should probably have undrafted Alana a while ago. Whoops. She's literally just been standing there, and I completely forgot about that. What is wrong with Xanth? Okay. Oh, he's missing an arm. I have any prosthetics? I do have a prosthetic. Okay, we should probably put that on. All right. Yes, we'll come enjoy your rest. And also, you're cracking trays that time. I guess that's true too. Yeah, I'm not. To be fair, I'm not really ever in situations where I need to be cracking that many eggs. A lot. Oh, I forgot to turn on the bot. Thank you for reminding me. What is Unreal World? Unreal World. It's a unique combination of roguelike. Oh, this is a cult classic open-ended. Oh, it's one of these games. Got it. Very ancient Finnish wilderness survival game. Man, speaking of wilderness survival, I have not touched The Long Dark in quite some time. Maybe I should do it again for Christmas. Maybe that'll be the Christmas game again. The Long Dark. The Canadian Winter Simulator, where I will die and explode because I suck at this game. Good enough as part of historical... Really? That's actually kind of interesting. Huh. It is actually kind of neat. Can't say I know much about Finnish history, though. It's not really my forte. A lot of my forte is playing literally anything else. Like Rimworld. Are you missing limbs? Probably, if you have to ask. Oh, we recruited another person. Oh, jeez, I have too many pawns. Yes, you're missing a hand, a thumb, and a tail. All of which you actually do kind of want to have, so maybe we need to fix this. So we should have enough metal to make replacements. So I'm trying to think how we fix you up. Well, I think step one is we make a bionic tail to replace your tail, and I think we just either make a new hand or new arm. I think we just replace the whole arm, and that should be fine. You hate how the stupid infomercials. We're not ADOS disabled. I mean, yeah, I think to be fair, it was one of those things where it's like they needed some way to catch people's attention, and that's why they were very that's why they were always just like, oh, look at this person incompetently cracking eggs or something like that. Yeah, and then the skits were a lot of fun too. Speaking of, if you need someone to carry stuff, feel free to add you. Okay, well in that case, you can Kahila, we can have you be, depending on this person, how much they're alive. I'm not missing much. Okay, so I guess this person who joins us, this can be you, Kahila. Let's see. I think your Twitch name is still the same, right? Something like this. Okay, and then that's fine. Why is the text so weird? That was really odd. All right, Kahila, welcome aboard. All right, Kahila is our newest recruit and is basically not super capable of doing much, though is a night owl, a body modder, a blade whisperer. We might make you one of the knights, and your whole goal as a knight is to just haul things around. You really can't do much else, and that's, I think, fine. Yeah, I think your whole goal is just haul things around, and you should be Gucci. We need to give you like a proper armor kit at some point, so maybe we'll start looking into options that we have available. What do we got? Why don't we assign you a knight kit, see what we have available, and then we'll pick a weapon for you. And the ads you were shown can't even be contacted in the country. I mean, yeah, fair enough. If you're basically just watching from the Philippines where things exist. Oh my gosh, we have another recruit. I have too many pawns. All right, this one's a really good doctor. Wow, he's a shaman. He's valiant and impatient cook. Sickly, volatile, and lazy. Okay, so this man actually kind of sucks. So we're gonna send him far away. Yeah, we're gonna send him to a farm upstate. I don't think we need this one named Darklight. I think he's not needed anymore. My game, by the way, is capping out at like 90 TPS, so we're kind of reaching, I don't know how to describe it other than the game is starting to literally implode on itself. So that's why the games run super slow nowadays, because there's just so many things going on and I can't make the game run any faster. Truly, this is not an issue of my own making, and it's just totally not my fault, right? This cannot possibly be my own cause. So if I zoom in, I think it does go up to like 120. Yeah, so if I zoom in about this far, it goes up to like 120. But I think there's just too many things on the map now that's becoming a bit of a problem. Hello, Zongo, how are you, comrade? We gotta start, why is there a random Mega Scarab here? Okay, hold on. I'd like to, oh wait, I'd like to ask these guys to leave. And then I would like a melee fighter, let's say Z Opposer, come over here. And beat this Mega Scarab to death. I don't know why this one's hanging around. How are you doing, Zoingo? Hopefully you're having a good evening. Oh, speaking of other weird game stuff, like this week is just like a lot of releases back to back. It's kind of crazy. So obviously Zomboid is this week. And then there's the new DLC for, what's it called? For Civilization 7. It's actually out tomorrow, which is kind of surprising. And then on top of that, yeah, you had the new Terra Invicta DLC. And then, most importantly, and I'm actually excited to stream this, is Company of Heroes 3 new DLC is out on Wednesday, but we'll stream it on Thursday. And I'm actually looking forward to that. I've not played Company of Heroes 3 in a hot minute. And the new mode is basically a roguelike survival wave defense thing. And I'm like, I really want to try that out. So I'm going to be playing that on Thursday. Isekai Truck Sim? What is Isekai? Let's see, Isekai Truck Sim. Oh, Truck-kun is supporting me from another world? Oh, that's out tomorrow. Why does this art look really familiar? I cannot pin it down, but it looks familiar to me. I mean, this looks like a cute game, but it's definitely not the type of game that I would really stream. But, I mean, hey, it might be fun if you're into this type of silly, wacky stuff, right? It looks funny. Maybe not the type of thing I would play, though. Okay, let's see. Maybe we gotta send... We're gonna send this one named Darklight. Once he's healed up, we're gonna send him away. Wait, is Quasimorphs actually going into full release now? Really? Oh man, I did not realize. Oh, it is finally leaving early access. Wow, it only took... Oh, that's been a long time. Interesting. Yeah, I never finished Quasimorph. I keep telling myself, yeah, I'll sit down and finish this game one day, and then I just go back to play more factory games or Battlefield or literally anything else. Ray bought me like a new factory game, so I've been playing factory games again because I literally cannot escape factory game hell. All right, Kahila, where are you? We're gonna assign you to the Night Squad. We gotta get you some armor. Maybe Kahila will be the first in the Night Squad to have better, proper armor. Maybe once you're finally healed up. Yeah. Yes. Oh, I forgot Iron Nest is this week too. Oh, when is Iron Nest? Is Iron Nest literally out already? Iron Nest. When is this out? Okay, well, Iron Nest is next week. No. Iron Nest is next week. You almost gave me a heart attack. It comes out on the 6th, which is a day when I'm not streaming. By the way, next week I am only streaming 3 days. I'm not streaming Thursday. I'm up in Canada again. So if we're gonna do Iron Nest, it'll be when I come back from my trip. And we probably will do Iron Nest. I had fun with it, and I think it'd be kind of... Really depends how much it costs, though. If it's like $30, maybe it'll be a little rougher. It's like $20 or $25, then I'll be a little more open to it. Really depends. I'm trying to not spend so much money at the current time. I have like a bajillion games. I need to play all of them. I need to stop spending stuff. Yeah, there's a lot. Like it is a summer of just video games, and it's great. I think if you love video games, now's a good time to play whatever you want. Also, can you reload your gun? You don't have any ammunition. Why? Why are you holding that many medicines? Why do you not have bullets? What is this? 795 by 39? We have a bunch. I don't know why Drunken Wafer's not carrying any. Well, if I order him to resupply... Will he resupply? Oh, he doesn't actually have a setup. Okay, so we'll give him the sniper setup, and I think that'll be fine. I think that's why he wasn't getting any ammo. Okay, no, he's Wait, do you actually know how to use a gun? Yes, okay, yeah, we'll make you a sniper. We should have enough snipers. That should be fine. What is the kanji game? You're mentioning like a kanji game? I have no idea what this kanji game is. I'll play it if it looks fun. Maybe I won't play it on stream, but maybe it'll be like a cool, fun thing to play on the side, like maybe on my phone or something. Amarok actually might be qualified as a knight, but Kahila definitely will be a knight. Let's see, Kahila, we're gonna make you use a... What do we got? Oh, you're a human! Oh, that's boring. There's no way I can really convert you. Actually, Is there a way that I can just change you to a ratkin? You just end up being like a human-sized ratkin, which is the problem, which I don't want. Maybe you're a mutant ratkin. Yeah, let's go with that. Alright, in that case, we can set you up with the correct gear, I think. Maybe. Let's find out. No, because you're still considered a human, which is really funny. You can't change the pawn type. Okay, so... maybe you're just a human after all. Not a ratkin. That is really funny, though. It's like, I think once you're set as like a human, you can't like change yourself into like anything else. Very odd. Okay. Words upon the wind. Oh, this is literally... oh, this one! Yeah, okay. I saw you post photos of this and I had no idea what I was looking at. It's a roguelike deck builder. Oh boy. See, I can read some kanji. I cannot read that much kanji. My kanji proficiency is probably like on par with like N4, which is not that much. Maybe N5 even. I don't know. It's not very good. Primarily because I haven't had a chance to really study kanji very much recently, and I've been very lazy because I've been playing too many video games and not doing anything else. How tragic is that? Are we making the stamponents yet? We have not made any stamponents. Wait. Oh, this is the wrong recipe. Oh, I was doing it backwards. Okay, so I was actually the different recipe. I need to make stamponents. Okay, so I need to make haulers, which means I need to make stamponents, which means I need access to... I probably... machine cabinet is my guess? No. Machinery printer. Okay, I think machinery printer is the first step, so we'll probably do that. And that should be okay. Choice paralysis makes it default into Overwatch 2. Just play something else. Play League of Legends. Actually, don't play League of Legends. Play... have you heard about Modulus? Modulus is a fun factory game. Play Factorio. Factorio is a fantastic game that you will absolutely not regret playing. Totally not, yeah. Factorio is an excellent title that you can use to waste away many, many hours when you don't even realize they're all being wasted away. You know what? I'm gonna set the fabricators to manufacture until... wait. Let's do until we have 100 of these. I want 100. We should always be making components. You never know when we're gonna need more. And that should be fine. And these should be... well, I guess we have enough. Okay. Yeah, exactly. So here's the thing, I used to play Rainbow Six Siege. I actually was a big fan of Rainbow Six Siege when it came out. And I kind of enjoyed it, like, a lot, actually. But one of the reasons I stopped playing it is because this game was absolutely insane and I could not bother to keep playing it. Essentially, it's one of those games where once you kind of fall behind on, yeah, well, everything, it just becomes super hard to catch up and you don't want to play it anymore. And that was kind of what I felt and why I stopped playing. Oh, shoot, that's right. We weren't supposed to grow anything here because we're turning all of this into beautiful plowed soil so we can have proper growing here. Well, yeah, it's one of those things where it's like once the game starts lasting long enough, the average player becomes super good, and you as an individual who is not as good, just gonna start falling flat and will not be able to catch up with everyone else who's like a god at the game, and it becomes a disaster. So that's kind of the main problem that you run into with a game like that. So yeah, it's kind of my thoughts on it. I like Rainbow Six Siege when I first started playing it, but I think the game would have benefited greatly from a PvE mode, but they just chose not to have one, which I'll never really understand why. I mean, ultimately it's their choice, whatever, but I personally think that the game would have been a lot better if it had a PvE, because I definitely don't want a PvP a lot of the times. I've turned into a point. Here's our mecha right here. It's a Patriot exosuit from Helldivers right there. It has a autocannon with armor piercing high explosive rounds. The high explosive rounds aren't that exciting, but it does exist, so... oh my god, that is a lot of, patience. Let's see. I only enjoyed when I was gaming with the boys. Was a doc main for a smidge before the buff. Yeah, when I used to play, I was a, What was that one goober's name that has like the bombs that you could like the bomb that you can put through like a wall? I cannot remember. I cannot remember what the name of that guy was. He was on the yeah, Fuse, thank you. Yes, it was Fuse. Fuse was the one I played a lot. I was yeah, Fuse was my favorite. I love playing Fuse. Match of Overwatch 2K hour sniper. Oh my gosh, that's a little absurd. Don't necessarily repair that. We have enough metal, yeah. So use code Kashua for 50% off gamer subs. Listen, I have never been okay. I've had a few sponsorship opportunities, but I usually reject them because they'll usually want something where like, oh, if like because a lot of them are like affiliate codes, where it's like, I only make money if I get an affiliate, if people buy stuff, which is fine, but I don't really want to do that. So I'd rather have at least a guaranteed payout for my time, right? Even if it's like something minor. So, I think like one reached out to me a long time ago. I have no idea if they're still around, but there's like some like gamer energy supplement company where it's like, hey, you know, we'll give you an affiliate code and we'll give you money every time someone buys, and I'm just like, but why? Right? And it's like, I looked at their product and I was like, okay, well, I think I'm good. I don't really want to do affiliate codes like that. Essentially, it's like, I don't mind doing affiliate codes if I have like a guaranteed no matter what happened. It was not Gamer Subs, no. It was like a much smaller brand. I think they were, I don't remember their name. I'm not going to name their name either because I don't really care. Those Gamer Subs actually just give codes out? Was it actually? Here's the thing, and I've said this before, and I'll reiterate this again. Part of my thing is I would never take a sponsorship unless I've tried the product myself. Primarily because I don't want to attach my name, I guess, to something that I myself would not consume, if that makes sense, right? So if some company like GamerSubs is coming after me for whatever reason, which is in a weird alternate timeline, I'd be like, okay, well, can you send me like a sample package? Let me try it out. Let me see if this is a thing that I would be comfortable saying like, yeah, hey, look, buy this. If not, then I wouldn't want to. Is it weird having, is it morals or is it just pretentiousness? I don't know. For me, I kind of feel like it's just, I want to, if I'm going to have my name attached to something, it's something I better be willing to use. Now, obviously, maybe in the far future, I'll sell out of NordVPN, but that's a whole different problem. I don't VTube to make a lot of money. VTubing doesn't actually make me that much money. Okay. VTubing is incredibly, yeah, it's because it's a hobby, right? And ultimately, if I do want to start, you know, shilling for products, I still want it to be something that, you know, again, is something that I would recommend myself. And if I'm not willing to recommend it, then what is the point? If I'm not willing to use it, what's the point? For example, recently I've gotten into bags, and if one of 3 companies were willing to reach out for a sponsorship or just send me free product, I will shill them. No questions asked. And I can tell you those brands right now. It's Wotancraft, Tom Talk, and Peak Design. I'm not even joking. For whatever reason, I have gotten into everyday carry bags and camera bags, and I have just been like obsessed with looking at bags and thinking about which one I want to buy, to the point where I actually did just buy a bag recently for a somewhat significant amount of money. Which I'm not going to tell you how much I paid, but I'll post a photo of it when it comes in. Kashua VPN. Yeah, Kashua VPN. Oh, jeez, there's a mech. Oh, there's a mech adjuster that's making everything colder by 10. We'll deal with that later. No, any good stationery brands? I mean, generally, I would say anything Japanese is fine. Like, the ones who make Campus brand is really good. I'm generally, like, in like stationery in like Asia is like a lifestyle in a way, to the point where every company just has like a bajillion, like there's an entire like essentially industry fair which is strictly for stationery. Yeah, Kokyo is probably the one you're looking at. Obviously, if you say want something more like journaling, maybe you get something like a traveler's notebook or a knockoff. Also, usually something about like a birthday. You're preparing for your birthday stream. Hopefully your birthday stream goes well. I don't know if you're having people on your stream, but hopefully it'll be a fun time. I never do like hardcore birthday streams. I'd never know how to do those, but hopefully yours goes well. If any company wants to send you model kits, you'd chill hard. I mean, yeah, exactly, right? Exactly. Like I'm kind of the same opinion. Where it's like, hey, look, if it's something that I actually use, then I'd be like, yeah, sure, I'll chill it. But I don't chill things most of the time. Did I get on my camera face? No, the bag part is an extension of the camera face. So I spent money on a bag recently, which is a camera bag that I plan on taking to Japan with me. And it's a really nice bag. And I'm gonna sell my current camera bags. I don't really need it anymore. But the one I was looking at it for months. And then I was just like, oh, I don't need this. But then after using the current camera bag I have, I'm like, you know what? I might actually want this. It's probably a little better for what I need. And so that's why I spent a... The more concerning part is that unfortunately, because it's coming from Taiwan, it actually does get hit with tariffs. So I have to now deal with tariffs, which is not fun at all. So I'm gonna have to deal with that. Yeah, I'm following the rabbit hole deeper into it. Here, let me just pull up a photo of like on their webpage, so you understand why I bought this thing, because it was so pretty and it looked so appropriate for like the aesthetic that I want to pretend I have, that I was just like, I gotta get this thing. So I actually do have the Peak Design capture clip. I actually do have, so my current camera bag, you know what, here, Peak Design 10L every day. Okay, so let me show you real quick about camera stuff real fast. Can't wait to see Oak Tree on gamer stuff's cheeky Nord powered GPU. Yeah, exactly. You're talking about you're somehow doing it for the second time in your life. You need a good quality pen, but you've been unable to find anything. Uniball, or Pilot. I'm not even joking. My favorite like everyday pen is a Pilot G2. Just get a Pilot G2. This thing it just is perfect. My everyday pen is just a Pilot G2. Okay. You don't need anything else. If you want to know my personal pencil, I use a Uni Kurotoga, which uses like 0.5 mm lead, and that is my personal choice. Like, okay, like if you want an Oak shopping experience, hold on. Okay. This is my personal pen recommendation. You get a Pilot G2. This is like, they're not expensive. You can get a box of these for like maybe $10. Okay. This is, it writes super smooth. I've never had issues with these things, and they're just great. You got a brand new package of your favorite pencils and pens on clearance, and they're still unopened. Yeah, wait, oh my gosh, I forgot Office Max actually died. We used to have an office supply store near me, but it's been dead for like forever, and I think it got replaced by an Old Navy, which is kind of tragic. Look, your pen budget is 100 because you just really want something good after trauma you had last time. Wait, hold on, let me find my pens. Okay. Oh shoot. Okay, so the only other one I can recommend that I use, and I've never had any significant issues with this one. Let me see if I can find it. It's on my desk somewhere. I just have to find the dang thing. Okay, the only other one I typically use is a... What is this thing called? It's a Uniball 1. And it looks like this. This is like the only other pen that I use right now. There's a lot of pens, and you know what you know what you should do? Here's my recommendation. If you live near a Japanese bookstore like a Kinokuniya, just go there. They usually have a ton of pens that you can just kind of test right with, and then you can just find the one that you kind of like. But generally the brands you're looking for pens are like Pilot or Uniball. If you want super budget, you can't go wrong with the Bic sticks. You know, the classic Bic crystals like these. Like these are also perfectly fine, but they're not going to be as nice to write with. Right? Let's see, you have a coffee mug full of these pens you got from your last job, a bunch of promo pens they haven't surrounded. Yeah, to be fair, most people don't really write that much unless you're journaling on a regular basis. And I think none of us here are probably journaling to the point where you need so many pens. Like, I have a pencil case, essentially, like a pen case, and I don't even use my pencils very often because I don't write that much with physical media. A lot of my stuff is just typed. So anyways, talking earlier, the bag that I bought that I currently use is a Peak Design 10-liter sling. It is kind of big. It looks like this. It is kind of sizable, and it does, but I think for me, I feel like the internal capacity is not actually 10 liters. The internal capacity feels a lot more like 9 or maybe even 8. So it's not actually as deep as I want. And then the problem with this bag is that this exterior pocket here kind of sucks. When the bag is full, you actually can't really use it, and it's kind of awful. But beyond that, the bag is quite comfortable, and it sits really nicely on the back like this. This is like typically how I would have the bag, although mine would be a lot more like level instead of being slung down like this. Okay, so what I actually bought recently is the one I actually just got recently is a Wotan Craft Pilot 10-liter. Okay, so for context, this bag is only like $150 or $170. I got it on sale for about $100. This bag is like $220. This is the one I bought. I was like, I really wanted this bag, and Ray was just like, just buy the stupid thing, because I kept telling her, I was like, I really want this bag, and I'm like, okay. So this is the bag that I want. So one of the main things is that my biggest issue is that this bag doesn't have a back pocket. So you might notice on this bag there's a back zipper pocket that hugs to the body. What is this pen real quick? This Pantel RSVP. Let me take a look at this thing. Oh, that is actually kind of a nice pen. Huh. It looks a lot like the Bic Crystal pens, honestly. But I've never... Oh, but it's Pentel. Okay, well, Pentels do write really nicely, so that makes sense. So... anyways, so let me explain my 3 bags. So I have a TomTalk 10L. Okay, so I currently have 2 bags and then a new one. So my original first bag was this TomTalk 10-liter, right? And it actually had a lot of the stuff that I really liked in an everyday carry bag, and I actually do use this as an everyday carry every now and again. My biggest issue with this bag is that it doesn't have padding for cameras, and so I don't really want to use this for my camera bag. Right, it's very good for carrying everything else. Like if I wanted to carry, you know, my day-to-day, like a battery bank, my charger, my cables, my wallet, my maybe like a small camera already, like I had, like, say, like a video camera. This is perfectly fine, but for my expensive camera, I don't want to put it in this bag. So, and it's also, even though it says 10 liters, it really didn't feel like 10 liters. This thing felt way more like a 7 or 8 liter bag. It seems like Bagger Watch Obsession comes with age. It really does. I think for me, it's like an offshoot of cameras, because I want to be able to take my camera with me, but I want it to be protected. Right, so anyways, that's why I'm not... I like this bag, and I do keep it... I still use this every now and again. This is my first bag when I went to Japan. It worked really well. But now that I have a proper camera, I don't want to use this one for Japan, and it's more just like an everyday regular stuff. So that's why I switched to this one, because this one has a lot of nice internal padding that you can see here, and it's fairly stiff for what it looks like, and it's quite nice to use. But opening it up just kind of sucks, and that's kind of like my biggest gripe with it, where the way it opens, it kind of is a little hard to grab things from the left or the right pocket, and so I keep the camera like in the middle pocket. So ultimately, I decided I wanted this one, because this one has this back zipper pocket that the TomTalk had. So this one has like a back zipper pocket that you can kind of use to store like passports or anything that's sensitive, and I really like that feature. So this one didn't have it. This one only had the main pocket and the front pocket, and then so I ended up getting this one instead, which is 10 liter, and I hear this one's actually kind of hefty. This thing is like 1 kilogram empty. So, and yes, I do like messenger style, like shoulder style bags. So this is probably gonna be a little hefty, but I'll try to make it work. It is really, really nice. And I got it in this beautiful khaki brown design. And it has the back pocket. It's got all these like hidden pockets. And I think my favorite feature is that it has like on the front, it's got these mole, like the mole webbing. I think that's what it's called, right? And so their whole gimmick is that you can buy these attachments for it, right? That they make specially, and you can then attach them to the front of your bag, and you can expand your storage in that way. So for example, they have like these called like armor modules, and you can see that, yeah, you can just attach it to your bag, and so if you need to expand it, you can just expand it quite a bit. And I thought that was really nice. That's why I ended up buying this bag, so I may have spent an unholy amount of money on this thing that I probably shouldn't, and I'm probably gonna get absolutely reamed over with tariffs. Is the woman who buys a lot of bags? I actually just did buy Ray a bag too. Mole loops, I'm sorry, I think I called it mole webbing. But I did buy Ray a bag recently too for her birthday. Modular lightweight load carrying equipment. Okay, perfect. Yeah. So I mean, it is technically mole loops, but the main thing is that it's vertical, so it's different modules. So they make their own custom modules that you can slap on. So I bought like 2 of these to go with it too, which I may or may not regret. One of them has like a little, I think one of them was like this one, and it's got like this cute little, or Molly. Okay, Molly, got it. Like this one's got like a cute Velcro thing, so I'm gonna buy like a patch that I can throw on here to make it like extra nice in my own personal bag. So here's, for me personally, I don't use backpacks. One, aesthetically, I prefer the look of having a shoulder bag over a backpack. The other main thing is, for me, for my camera, I like something that I can quickly access without having, like, I can sling a shoulder bag to my front, and then I can grab what I need and then sling it back. You can't really do that with a backpack, because with the backpack you have to kind of take the bag off and then go dig whatever you need and then put it back on your shoulder, and I don't really like having to do that. Now obviously some backpacks might be different, but that's kind of how I've always seen backpacks operate, and so that's why I don't use the backpack. That's why I vastly prefer sling bags most of the time. It's for aesthetic purposes and also for the fact that it's for practicality purposes as well. If I need to quickly pull my camera out of my bag, I can just kind of sling it around. I hope no one's bored about the bag talk. I legitimately hope that no one is completely annoyed by my complete tangent into bags. Because I've been like obsessed with looking at EDC bags for quite some time, and I don't know why this is like my current obsession, but it's just been something I've been like really into, and that's kind of the main thing. So I'm probably gonna sell the sling that I have, the everyday sling 10, because I don't really need it. Like, so again, here's a close-up of the one that I currently use. It's not bad, and it's actually really well padded, and it's very comfortable to have, but it just doesn't have this what I need it to do. And so that's why I'm like, I'll probably sell this unless someone tells me that they really want the bag, like one of my friends, and I'm like, okay, maybe you can just have it. But even still, I'd probably sell this thing, because this thing's base price is like $170. I got it for like $100, so that's why. And that's why I wanted that other bag, because I was like, okay, this is gonna be a little more. Yes, and the other thing too is that I don't know if you saw it on this, but this thing weirdly enough actually has water bottles pockets, which is kind of nice. So can you actually sell it back to PD? I bought it on Amazon, which is weird. I don't know if I can sell it to them. I'll have to think about it. Otherwise, I'm just gonna go on like Mercari or Facebook Marketplace and sell it that way. Let me look at this pen that Alana posted, because I went on like some ridiculous tangent when we were talking about pens. Oh, that's okay. That is kind of a nice pen, actually. Hold on, let's take a look. God, people tuning in like, where's the Rimworld? Like, no, you're getting pen and bag talk. This is your life now, pen and bags. Just accept it. This is what we do. This entire stream was actually just a psyop for me to talk about pens and bags without anyone, questioning it, right? Totally how this works. Anyways, this is actually kind of a nice looking pen. I actually don't mind this. Quicker, clicker, mechanical pencil with the grip. Oh, okay, because the click is at the front, right? Okay. I would not mind adding this to my pencil collection. So have I mentioned my current pencil? Okay, let me show you my current pencil. Kurotoga pencil. This is my personal pencil. It's a Uniball Kurotoga. I have the silver one. It looks like this. It's Japanese because I'm a degenerate weeaboo, but it actually does write really, really well. And the main gimmick is that when you whenever you click it, the drive, there's like a drive shaft or whatever you want to call it, it rotates the lead so that the lead supposedly stays sharp no matter what direction you're kind of writing in, and it is actually quite nice. I had one like in college. When I first entered college, I bought one for myself as like a gift to me, and I had it for like 10 years and then it broke. I don't know what happened, but the mechanism just kind of stopped working. And so when I was in Japan last time, me and Ray got stuck in a stationery store for like 2 hours. I really wish I was joking, but you walk into a stationery store, you will just get lost. because there's so much. And if you love stationery or paper, you will just, there's like so many things you could buy. There's like a bajillion notebooks that you could just be like, ooh, fancy. Hold on. I'm trying to find my pencil case. And so, yeah, I bought a new one, and this is my current pencil, which is the Kurotogo. And I do use it occasionally, but I seldom need to write with pencil. 90% of the time, if I'm writing anything nowadays, it's all in ink, and I don't really carry a notebook with me. So that's kind of, this is my pencil of choice. And then, obviously, I already showed you the pens that I use, and I will just say it: if you need a pen and you need something that just works, just get a Pilot G2. I've maybe had 1 or 2 bad Pilot G2s, but in my line of work where I have to write a lot of things, it's probably been like my most consistent pen that I've ever used. The main issue that you run into is that because it is gel, it might smear occasionally, but just have to let it give it a little bit more time to dry than other inks, than like a standard ink. Let's see. Oh, when you push down on, is it when you push down it changes? Okay. You have you have 2 in your bag somewhere and 2 more unopened ones. You'll be shocked if you go through them ever at this point. You still have a hardcode notebook because on his diagramming on US faster than trying to fit angle it in code. You know, that's a fair point too. I don't keep like a notebook on my desk, but maybe I should, because that'd probably help me plot things out a little bit more, but I'm too lazy to actually do that. You know what? Maybe I should. Maybe when I get the bag, I'll buy like a field notes or something and then throw it in with my stuff. I will be bringing like my pen and pencils, like a pen and pencil with me, because one of my things I want to do that I didn't do last time is first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go find a stationery store and buy a stamp book, because I'm gonna do Eki stamp, the train station stamps. Every time I go to station, I'm just gonna get the stamp. I want to have a running log of every stamp or every station that I visit to when I'm there, and I think it'll be a fun little souvenir. While Ray has her temple shrine book, the Goshiwinsho, I'm gonna have my Eki stamp book. You want something that just works? You want something that you could smack someone over the head with? In that case, I mean, honestly, if you're looking for something that you can beat people with, you might want to just look into the big crystal pens. Those are really good. Or honestly, if you have something super durable, I think Uniball makes something called like the Uniball Signo. Those are really nice too. And I think they have like you can get them in like relatively thin tips too. But it really depends. Like I said, I'm generally fond of the Uniball ones and the Pilot G2s. I don't know what you mean by needing it to be super durable, because I think at that point you're moving into like more exotic or more artisanal pens, or maybe even fountain pens at that point. Like if you're looking for something super durable, you're gonna get fountain pen. Like I'm gonna be real, at that point just get a fountain pen. It'll probably be better for you in the long run. You have considered it? Okay. I mean, based on what you're telling me, it might not be a bad idea, but it's just a lot less convenient to use, because you're not going to be able to use that pen on the go. It's more like you're sitting down and you're having a dedicated writing session type of pen. So as long as you're comfortable with that, then that's fine. Just, you know, keep it in mind. Oh yeah, I've been letting the game run in the background. I guess we'll let it run in the background still longer. Just keep killing every animal we run into, except for the true dragon, which may or may not kill us. That dragon's just kind of hanging around, huh? So, yeah. Anyways, what are your... Oh, yeah, you want to see the bag that I bought Ray? So, I don't know, like, Ray... I don't think Ray cares if I show this off, but Ray's been into... has a lot of bags. It's kind of crazy. So, I don't know. I got her, like, this bag that apparently has been going around social media for quite some time, called, like, this crossbody bag. It's quite small, and I was kind of surprised. It looks like this. It's actually quite cute. And it has, like, a lot of space, surprisingly enough, in this bag. It's like a 2-liter crossbody bag. And I remember like looking at this, I was like, and I opened it up, the box, and I was like, there's a lot of space in this thing. It's like part wallet. It has like a back pocket, and it's got like this huge internal main compartment. You can store like glasses and, you know, small bottles. And I was kind of surprised, like, wow, this thing is kind of nutty. So, yeah, everyone's got like a different bag choice. And I remember like I used to not really be into bags, because I was like, oh, I can just stuff everything into my pockets because I don't carry that much. But then as I've gotten older, I'm like, wow, I carry a lot of things, and I also don't want to keep stuffing things into my pockets. Which is probably like the weirdest thing. Like, I just don't want to stuff things into my pockets anymore. Right? Like, just throw it in the bag. Yeah, I mean, it is like a very typical guy process. And to be fair, I think for the longest time, I was very much like, oh, it's like carrying a bag. It's like carrying a purse. Guys don't use purses. And now I'm just like, this is my merce and I am proud of it. I'm not even joking. I will bring my bag, my Tom Talk bag, into the movie theater with me, and I will put a sweater in there because sometimes it does get cold, but also stuff like a can of something to drink or a bottle of something to drink and maybe like a bunch of snacks, and then I'll be like, all right, I got everything I need, and the movie theater guy is not going to care. They don't check your bags. So I'll walk into a movie and I've got like maybe $5 worth of snacks that the theater would sell you for $25, and they're like, yeah, whatever. And it's like, yes. I'm not gonna lie, there's been times where I've snuck in McDonald's. I used to be near a movie theater. When I was in university, there was a movie theater that was literally next door to a McDonald's and an Arby's, and also a Long John Silver's, which was really funny. Because I don't even know if Long John Silver's still exists. Does anyone even remember Long John Silver's? It was like this fast food chain, and their whole gimmick was that they just sold fried fish all the time, and also chicken tenders, but mostly fried fish. And I remember eating it one time, and I was just like, this is probably like the most, like, the worst fish and chips I've ever had. And I was like, oh, I'm never coming back here. It was also like weirdly overpriced. It was like $10 for two planks of fish, I guess is what you would call it, and fries and a drink. And I was like, this is not worth $10. This is like maybe worth $6 at most. Reminds me of what your brother did. Movie theater, I guess, yeah, outside snacks here, and brother said yes. Oh, and then you have to throw it away. Oh, it's okay. He was young and he probably didn't know his mistake. Also, we're gonna send off this other guy. This Dark Light guy doesn't need to be here. We're gonna send him to the farm upstate. Dark Light, where are you, buddy? Yes, okay, so make sure he's not carrying anything. He goes naked over there. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know if they still exist. I think they might still exist. They're usually attached to like an A&W or something like that because they can't stand on their own. I could have sworn for the longest time they were actually money laundering a money laundering organization, because no one I know willingly eats at Long John Silver's. I think the only time I've ever seen a lot of people go to Long John Silver's is during Lent, where, you know, you can't eat meat during Fridays or during certain other times, but I never really see people eat at Long John Silver's. Except when yeah. But, yeah, maybe some people just had bad taste. Like I said, I had it once, and I was like, I'm never eating this again. This is so bad. Oh, wait, which command? Sorry, there you go. The game was paused. The game was paused. So anyways, when the movie theater at my university it was an AMC, was right next door to a to McDonald's and a Arby's and a Long John Silver's. And so what I ended up doing a lot of the times was, this is back when you could go get a 20-piece of nuggets for $5 at McDonald's. I would literally just go to that McDonald's, buy a 20-piece nuggets for $5. Then I would go next door to the Arby's during happy hour, and you could get like a decent sized fries for like maybe $1. I think it was like a medium or something for like $1. And then I would then shove that into my coat along with a bottle of soda that I had brought, and I would walk into the theater to watch my movie, and I'm just munching on Arby's fries and 20-piece McNuggets. It was such a wonderful time. I don't do that much anymore because the McDonald's is like a little further away and it's kind of a pain, and I found there's like a way better place to get fried foods. There's like near my movie theater, but anyways, it was nuts. Good times. Like, where there's a will, there's always a way. That's all I'm gonna say. So if you have a will to do something, you will be able to do it. Okay, just remember that, even if it makes no sense. You heard 20-piece nugget, Digger. Please tell me you're nothing about that challenge. Wait, what challenge? Is it 20-piece nugget challenge? 20-piece nugget challenge. Wait, is this an actual challenge? A viral speed eating feat where someone tries to consume 20 nuggets as fast as possible. Originally set with a 10 limit time. Wait, what? 20-piece nugget challenge doesn't sound that hard. Is it just... What is it? Just eat it as fast as you can? Can't be that hard to eat 20 nuggets. I'm not gonna do it because that sounds stupid, but I'm not gonna do it. The one cow VTuber started is the one you're thinking of. I mean, I guess if it's like if you can eat it in like less than 5 minutes or less than... Oh, okay, hold on. I think I could maybe see it. Like, okay, if you're eating it that fast, maybe it becomes a problem. See, I'm not a speed eater. I prefer to enjoy the luscious morsel as it permeates through my mouth rather than just trying to consume it as fast as humanly possible. What is a McRelly? I saw someone saying McRelly earlier and I had no idea what this thing is. What is a McRelly? Who's... Oh... I swear I saw Xanth post about this on Twitter and I was like, what the heck is this thing? How did this become popular? Did she just post like her meal on Twitter and then everyone just kind of went crazy about the McRelly challenge? I don't get it. Why is the McRelly popular? It's a lie. Listen, oh, you want to know who can eat 20-piece nuggets? I'll tell you what. Ray can eat 20-piece nuggets and a Big Mac in one sitting, and she's still like small. And I'm like, how? Where does this food go? I don't know how she does it. It was like so like we went, okay. So we went to a McDonald's one time because we needed lunch, right, before we went on a drive, and so I'm like, I don't know, I want to try some of this new burger thing that they have at McDonald's. They had like some weird teriyaki chicken burger thing that they themed after like a heist. I'm like, I'll try this. And then Ray, like I asked Ray, like, oh, let's pull out your app so we can get some coupons. And then so I was like, oh, she had like a free Big Mac, so we got that, and then we got the 20-piece nuggets because she wanted that, and then I got myself my sandwich. And then for whatever reason, Ray managed to like, Ray was eating her 20-piece nuggets. I tried to take one, and she's like, no. I'm like, okay. And then she finished that, and I was like, I thought the Big Mac was for later, and then she ate the Big Mac while she was eating the nuggets. And then I'm just like, where does this all go? I can't even eat that much. To be fair, she didn't eat the fries. I ate her fries because she doesn't really eat fries that much. But I was just like, where does all this food go? You know, someone who eat dry burgers from McDonald's, you don't get it, what they do. No sauce on top, just a patty and a slice of cheese. Some people just want it plain, and it's their choice. I'm not gonna question it. They might actually be a picky eater, so that could also be the reason. Okay, I'm looking at this McRelly. I would not be able to eat this thing. This does not seem like something I could eat in one. Like, okay, hold on. So let's all look at this meal together so we can all gawk at it. All right, so this is the McRelly, which is apparently made popular by the VTuber in the bottom right corner there. A double quarter pounder with cheese, no ketchup, no mustard, no pickles, no onions. So basically just plain, except for the cheese. With a large Diet Coke and extra ice for some reason, and a large fries. Okay, fine, whatever. I don't know why you would get extra ice. What's the point? 2 chocolate chip cookies. I've never had a McDonald's cookie. A large chocolate shake is just adding more sugar and calories that you don't really need. And then a mini Oreo McFlurry. Okay, fine, whatever. A dessert. An additional large Diet Coke in a 20-piece McNuggets. Wait, so she's got two large Diet Cokes in this thing. How could you eat this? Well, okay, maybe she just likes it a lot. I'm not gonna question, but I would not be able to finish this. 20-piece nuggets don't mean still McNugget. It is technically still a McNugget in a way if it's still fried and vaguely in the shape of a nugget. Yeah, like I'm like thinking about this and like I would be able to eat the double quarter pounder with cheese with the fries and drink, but after that, no, I'm not eating more than that. Like that's it for me. Like this is essentially like 1.5 meals. It's like this is basically like 2.5 meals, especially when you could like, what is the calorie count on this thing? Hold on, McDonald's calorie counter. Hold on, I really want to know how much this is. I really have to know. Okay, wait, here. Apparently we can just add it together. Okay, wait, so I want to know. Okay, so it's a double quarter pounder with cheese. With no ketchup, pickles, onions, or mustard. Okay. And then she has a large fries. And then she has a large... Okay, well, we can just assume the diet drinks are 0 calories, so that's fine. And then she's got 2 chocolate chip cookies. I really want to know, like, what is the calorie count? What is the nutritional facts of this thing? You want 20 pieces and there's no meat, or McDonald's covers no meat to begin with. I mean, they have meat. I actually do like McDonald's nuggets. They're actually quite tasty. Okay, so we have to add another cookie. Okay, I really want to know. Okay, so we add a second cookie, and then what else does she add? She adds a large chocolate shake. Okay. We're already at 2,300 calories, and then we add a mini Oreo McFlurry, and then a 20-piece nuggets on top of that. Okay, so with no sauce. Okay, so this is 3,400 calories, 128 grams of protein, so at least you get your day's protein's worth. 370 grams of carbohydrates and 158 grams of fat. Holy moly. 170 grams of sugar in this entire... Oh, you know what? Hey, if she's doing it like once a month and it's her only meal for the entire day, maybe the next 2 days, it's probably not a big deal. Like, I know I'm obviously going a little crazy about it, but I'm like, the more you think about it, it's actually not that crazy. Like, if you only... It's like, this is the only thing she eats in a single day. Wait, she's still hungry after this? See, I would be dead after... Like, I would eat the burger and the fries, and that's probably, like, my limit. That's just insane. You don't comprehend people can only eat McDonald's. Yeah, you asked that question, but then I'll see myself at McDonald's anyways, because I honestly I do like their fries. I think McDonald's fries are probably like my favorite fast food fries, and sometimes you just want some of that sodium potato in your body. I am not a mukbang streamer. I've done few quote-unquote mukbangs, but we haven't done them in quite some time. I still have an MRE that I haven't eaten that I could eat on stream, but maybe we'll save that for a special day. You might have McDonald's every 6 months, and it's only because your body's trying to say you're missing a vitamin type craving. What kind of vitamin are you missing though? Vitamin potato? Vitamin M for McDonald's? You would drink one sip McFlurry and drop dead. Well, the McFlurry is not for drinking. Remember, that's more for a... It's more like a Dairy Queen Blizzard, or like a Culver's concrete mixer. It's close place on you're running errands, you don't have time to make food, and it's the only option you have. It's not the worst thing you could eat. It's just one of those things that you probably don't want to be eating that often. That's kind of how I feel about it. Like, I do like McDonald's nuggets, and like, okay, I will say, hi Sai, how are you? I will say, my guilty pleasure for eating from McDonald's is a Filet-O-Fish. I am one of the few people out there that will willingly consume a Filet-O-Fish because I actually enjoy eating a Filet-O-Fish. I actually like the Filet-O-Fish, and I will actually order the double Filet-O-Fish every now and again because it's probably like my favorite sandwich there. I know that sounds a little cursed, but it's true. I'm a sucker for that thing. Yeah, I mean, as World sort of saying, if you're doing it in moderation, it's probably not going to be the end of the world, but, you know, don't eat McDonald's that much. But you usually get something other than burgers, like a McMuffin or chicken sandwiches. The chicken sandwiches, like a McChicken, are pretty solid. Although, I will say, McChickens in Canada have hit a little different. McDonald's hash browns and Filet-O-Fish still remain the same. Yeah, exactly. Oh, to be fair, the problem is that the hash browns at McDonald's are so overpriced because they're charging you like, what, $2, $3 for a single potato patty? For the same price, you could get medium fries. I remember reading somewhere that the reason why McDonald's why French fry prices around the world are so high is not only because it's the highest profit margin for the company, but also because there's like a frozen potato cartel. You're doing well, how am I? I'm doing pretty good. I went on a walk and I have been having Rimworld run in the background while this has turned into a just chatting stream where I talk about pens, bags, and now fast food. Because at this point, every Rimworld stream, once it reaches a certain point, is just a just chatting stream with extra steps, with a video game in the background. If it was like $1, yeah, exactly. Like if McDonald's hash browns were like $1, they used to be 2 for $1, and now it's like 1 for $3. But I'm pretty sure there is actually like I remember reading this, like a frozen potato cartel out there, and that's why everything that uses frozen potatoes is so expensive nowadays. Kind of reminds you when you and your friends ate at an all-you-can-eat burger spot that came with fries and could only eat like 16 orders. That's you find out what's your limit. Oh, like 16 plates of fries is your limit. The thing is, like all these like all-you-can-eat places is that it's just you think you can eat a lot, and then you're gonna start eating, and you're gonna tap out real quick. long as it doesn't cause any brain cell dies, okay. Definitely don't want memory loss. Just eat healthier foods. I eat a lot of soup. Soup is healthy in moderation. I actually have been at least a little more conscious of how much soup I consume. I'll say that much. Unlimited burger. You know what's actually funny? So I know there's a restaurant chain. I think it's like Buffalo Wild Wings, which is a, if you don't know, Buffalo Wild Wings is a chicken wing sports bar chain in the United States. And they had a promo where it was like all you can eat chicken wings for like $25, I think is what it was. Except what I remember reading from people who went is that the servers would just not come around. Like they would come around like once every 30 minutes and they would only give you like 6 or 12 wings at a time. And I'm like, that is barely anything. And for me also, I couldn't, in order to really make your money off of that deal, you had to eat like 25 wings in a single sitting. And that would maybe break even in terms of cost value. But even then, that's insane. Who can eat 25 wings in one sitting? I can't even eat that many wings in one sitting. I think I cap out at like 12. And most of the time, I'm only eating like 8. So it's actually just insane how much people... You can eat that many wings, and you're more powerful than I am, because I definitely can't. I would be tapping out way earlier. Great Value has hash brown patties for like $2 to $4 in America. I do remember seeing somewhere like that the hash brown patties from the Great Value ones are actually super similar to the McDonald's ones, as long as you like cooking the same way, like deep fry them. I'm a tiny Asian man. I'm not that tiny. I know my bow is like significantly taller than me. I have a video of me shooting, but I'm not going to share it obviously because of breaking that VTuber immersion. But let's just say that when I showed it to a few friends, they're like, wow, that thing is gigantic. And I'm like, yes, it is significantly taller than me when it's unstrung, and it's still taller than me when it's strung. I would not be able to pull off some of the feats that the pole dancer bard on YouTube would be able to pull off because of how large the dang thing is. And the draw strength isn't even that high on it either. It's like 12 kilograms, but apparently I struggle with 12 kilograms. Though, to be fair, I was shooting 10 kilogram previously, so switching from that to 12 is a little bit of a, you know, an increase in difficulty. So, who's taller than, canonically or real life? As a reminder, the bow that I use, compared to a person, is like this. I use like something like this. It's a Japanese bow. It is significantly taller. Am I a weeb? Yes, but this is it's just kind of what I do. So yeah, typically it'll look something like this, where it's like super tall compared to the person. Obviously, like she has it held up, but that is kind of where the knocking point is. It is like that low comparatively. It's a very interesting experience shooting one of these things if you've never done it. So keep that in mind. I do like doing archery, like in person. Oh, I'm taller than Ray. Ray is tiny. Not like super tiny, but you know, she is short. So that's as far as I'll go with that. Obviously, trying to keep gotta keep the illusion of being a VTuber alive. You know, I can't just tell you all the secrets. I gotta pretend like I still care about that. I do actually still care about having that little bit of anonymity. Ray's not a hobbit. I think she'd stab you if you called her a hobbit. Yeah, I'd be careful about those words there. But anyways, yeah, I would not be able to finish that much food. I'm actually kind of surprised. Like, so am I understanding this right? So she eats this regularly? Why is there a website? Oh my gosh, she even has like wait, there's even merchandise about eating a McCrelly. That's so funny, actually. See, I love that she's turned it into like she capitalized on and turned it into merchandise. That's so funny. A desk mat, a shirt, a hat, and all this. That's actually really fun. You ever seen the full sprite? Here, I'll show you. This is the pixel model. I use this one more frequently, but the more high resolution one, which I really need to get updated at some point, looks like this. It's a very basic design, but I'm not really one for complex aesthetics. I see so many VTubers out there who like they all they want is like they want to have like a bajillion toggles and they want to have like a bajillion effects, and their designs are so complicated that I don't know how anyone manages to draw fan art of them regularly because I have like 15 different things. At the very least, mine is very simple. You got the kimono, you got the hakama, you got the You got the lab coat, and then you've got like the face design, and it's all very, very simple. Wow, crazy. And it's all based around a very specific type of outfit called the, Meiji school uniform from that era. And I'm a big fan of that design. Doesn't make me a weeb, probably, but that's okay. What's wrong with that? A bow user, medicinal doctor character. I mean, hey, those are all very accurate statements, considering I do in fact know how to use a bow and arrow. Am I good at it? No. But hey, I have it. I'm not gonna lie, my bow and arrow setup, my Yumi setup, is actually quite expensive. I think I'm pretty sure I'm at least $1,000 deep in terms of just equipment costs, and that's fine, because at least I plan on sticking with this regularly. I think everyone, when they hit 30 or like maybe late 20s, they kind of have a pivot point in their life, and they need to pick and choose like what hobbies are they going to really be committed to. Some people it's photography, some people it's cars, for some people it's going to get their masters. For a weird reason, a good number of my friends, that thing has turned into rock climbing, like bouldering or whatever you want to call it, like climbing on those indoor climbing tracks. And then on top of that, there's the bloody, what's the last one? I'm blanking out. Or you get your masters. Those are basically, or you become obsessed with collecting cardboard. I don't know what it is, but I've seen a not insignificant amount of people in my life who have gotten into, oh shit, I just realized this guy arrived and I forgot to put him in here, who have gotten into buying really expensive Pokemon cards for some reason, and I'm just like, yeah, they're not quite scalper territory, but they do love buying a lot of cards. And the only reason they haven't done it for Magic is a lot of my friend group has kind of stopped playing so much Magic because, well, we're not terribly fond of the fact that it's turning into Marvel slop and UB slop and all that stuff. So yours will be collecting anime figures or Legos. Hey, Legos are fun. Ray keeps gifting me Legos, and I like building Legos. I'm gonna feel more secure about how much your hobbies cost. I feel bad spending $300 on model kits recently, but over half that was shipping. Did you get them imported from Japan? Goodness gracious, yeah, that would be quite expensive, wouldn't it? Because the thing with model kits is that it's not so much that they weigh a lot, it's just that the box just eats up so much volume. That's really the problem, isn't it? Yeah. What's Blumenek? I saw that, what do you mean by Blumenek? I just saw that message. What is this? Oh yeah, this guy. Yeah, the gay pole, not gay, sorry, the pole dancing archer bard man. I don't know why I assumed he's gay. That's incorrect. But yes, that's the guy. I forgot his name. I'm terrible with memorizing names. Yeah, I see his videos and they're always fun. They're always such a joy to watch. I know. I'm like, I don't know why. I don't know. It's the pole dancing part. Yes, it's the pole dancing part. But no, he's not. He's very much whatever he is, we love him. I love watching his content. It's great. Go trade with these people when they arrive. Maybe they'll kill the dragon for we might have to kill this dragon. So, anyways, what was I talking about before all this stuff? How do we get into this topic? And we went from the train of topics is just insane. We went from pens to bags to McDonald's to fast food to movie theater. Oh, from movie theaters, fast food, McDonald's. Yeah. Welcome to this wonderful stream where things just rapidly switch. Okay, let's see if we can sell anything real quick. Don't need these. I have a lot of silver, surprisingly. Anything they have I want to buy? Could buy the Glitter World meds, buy the plasteel. Could buy the skill trainers, is probably fine. Are they willing to buy my cloth? They are not, but they are willing to sell us a Archotech arm, which I think I will purchase. And I will buy the 2 books. And I will sell them the other exosuit autocannon because we don't actually need that. And then I will sell off these pants, this shirt. Probably don't need a lot of these lower ranking ones. Just try to clear out our inventory is fine. Okay, that seems okay. Okay, so we have all that now, so let's just haul this over. I want to make sure we don't lose this stuff. This stuff is actually relevant because this stuff is expensive, and I do want to make use of these skill trainers. Actually, who needs social skill? We're gonna feed the social skill to Almond Roll so he can have this one, and then where's the other one? And then we'll get back to talking about random stuff. Okay, haul this. Architect arm, haul this here. Skill trainer, crafting. Who needs to craft more? I think we'll give it to Kefir. We'll give it to Immortal. Immortal needs to be a little better at this. Okay, perfect. Don't mess with pole dance, they'll fold you into a pretzel. Exactly, and the way that he does it too, where he's like hopping around and jumping around them, it's so entertaining to watch with that self-balancing dance pole. I was about to call it a stripper pole, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's not the correct term. It is technically a dancing pole, so I'll try to be correct with the terminology that I use. So we'll call it the correct thing. Anyways, I do think it is kind of amusing, though. He is very fun to watch, and I saw a video of him where he was doing this weird bow thing where he could fire the shot without drawing the bow, if that makes sense. I'll see if I can find it. But it was such a weird thing, and I'm like, I would not be able to do this at all. Blumeneck bow thing. Let's see if I can find it. It was a very recent one. Okay, I can't find it. It's fine. But anyways, hey, yeah, his stuff is very interesting. What was I going to talk about before this? Oh yeah, but anyways, circling all the way back around. The whole reason I'm getting into bags is because I needed a better way to carry my camera, that I would feel secure and protected, and that the camera would be perfectly safe as I go about and travel to various parts like Canada. And that's why I'm willing to spend money on a bag, because I know that bag will be with me for many years.
You mean this?
Oh yeah, this is the one. Okay, so Zoingo found it. Let me pull it up. Okay, so there's this trick shot this man does, and this is not, you can do this on a short bow. You cannot do this on the bow that I have. This is, oh shoot, we're getting attacked. Hold on. So basically the whole gimmick with this shot is that he's able to, because of the weight of the bow, you can use it to kind of pull the string and apply tension. You can do like this ridiculous trick shot, see, where if you have the arrow already knocked, look at that, where he's just like kind of swinging the bow up with one hand and flinging the arrow off with that. I would not be able to do this with the Yumi, because the Yumi is like 7 feet tall, and that thing is not going to flip at all. Also, we're being attacked by the bloody ratkin, and they've arrived in their very nasty drop pods, and we need to get our knights ready to fight this now. Except Kahila, who's not ready to fight. I mean, anyone who's got a gun needs to fight as well. And otherwise, emergency mode for everyone. All right, let's see if we can fight off these foul demons who've come to ruin our day. Alternatively, they might anger the dragon, which would be very funny. Ziryu, I'm gonna assign you to the Ratling division. You need to join. Let's get everyone kind of situated far away. I don't know what they're gonna have, and that's my biggest concern. Marksman does have a weapon. You have a gun lance. You should probably run inside. Let's hold this open. Kristen over here. Let's get over here. Okay. Get these guys inside. Ah, look at that. They're angry. Look at them. They've got weapons. Oh, bullets and... Oh, this one's got the Waffenwaffe. Because you're typing it as... You have to combine it into one word. You gotta combine it into one word, because... Okay, shoot. It's gonna shoot at the Z opposer and Ziryu. Okay, so maybe we have Ziryu retreat. Okay, so we're trying to pin them down. You only have a grenade. Okay. Camel's hanging around the corner. Drunken Wafer needs to run. Okay. You stand over here. Oh, you gotta shoot there. Let's see if Kefir's a faster shot. Okay. Okay, you gotta run over here. Okay, so far so good. Okay, so Kefir did get hit. The problem is that they have a lot of machine guns, and that's kind of annoying. Oh boy, they went for... Oh, they're going for the hospital. Okay, Drunken Wafer is down. Well, let's just draft Alana up, because I know we're gonna need her in a bit. Havel's down too, unfortunately. We cannot stop that. let's have you dismount here. Let's have you stand over here. Okay, Kefir got beamed. Let's see if we can just bait him in. I don't want to run out there. Let's see. Okay, Almond is trying to gun them down, keep them blocked. Okay. Medical team. Havel is alive. Let's draft Sun. Sonia doesn't have a... We gotta get more weapons. Like, Sonia needs to become a gunner. I don't know why Sonia was not a gunner this whole time, but we gotta fix that. Even a basic rifle would be fine. Can I have Riston just kind of sneak around? Ah, they're coming in. All right, they're going for Almond roll. All right, there we go. Have Riston kind of sneak in here. Okay, they are... I believe they're giving up now. Excellent. Okay, so Zerius alive. Let's get the opposer in there. Okay, they're still flinging fire at us, which is not ideal. Havel's down. Okay, you quickly attack here. Okay. Our guests are leaving. They've kind of decided to give up. Okay. You hit that one. The opposer's still holding the line. Oh, Riston got shot, unfortunately. Yeah, this armor's not holding up anymore. Okay. They gave up. All right, who's alive? All right. Oh, Kefir's probably dead. Shoot. I think Kefir's dead. Okay. Still rescue everyone else, I think. You quickly switch to emergency 10, turn off emergency mode. Let's quickly... I don't know if we're fast enough, but we'll see. He's got 5 seconds. Unless Sun can quickly stabilize instantly. Wait. Oh! Oh, no! It was literally just 1 second off. Oh. Kefir's gone. I'm so sorry, Comrade Kefir. One of our smartest pawns is dead. We can still rescue everyone else, right? Okay, 10 to Havel over there. Undraft. Undraft you. Undraft you. Okay. Undraft you. You're tending there, that's fine. Let's have you quickly tend over there. Zeriu's still hanging on. Just terminate that one. Alright, you need to get into a bed. Who else is dying? Havel's gonna be okay, probably. Everyone else is still okay, maybe. We gotta put the fire out, obviously. We gotta tend to these injuries. Okay. Seems fine. Okay, so that's enough tending, so why don't we have you quickly rescue, and then you'll tend over there. Fire needs to be put out, because they were using their flamethrowers. Okay, so... you'll probably be fine. We should probably see if anyone want to capture any of these. These are free ratkin that we could just have if they're willing to join us. We'll capture this one named Iron Faith. That's a hardcore name. Let's see. Unwaveringly loyal. Unwaveringly loyal. There's a lot of unwaveringly loyal fools here. What about Almond, who we just put a bajillion bullets into? I guess we'll... Nope, they're dead. Okay, Riston, I want you inside of a bed. You undraft. You start tending here now. Zeriu's about to die. Will not allow Zeriu to die. Okay, that was a fight. Oh my gosh. Okay. That was incredibly rough, and I am sad that we lost one of our dear comrades, in which I now have to build another grave to honor their fallen memory. I think I can fit... That's probably enough. Yeah, I can put one more grave there. Perfect. Okay. How did you survive? I don't know. I gotta get you... You were shooting, which is great. Oh, we gotta get you a new arm. Okay, so thankfully, what I do have for you now is we have a bionic tail, and I believe I made a bionic arm. So we're gonna give you those. So we're gonna replace your entire right shoulder with a new arm. And then I need to see who else is missing body parts, and then I'm gonna start replacing things. Okay, Hawksby's here to tend. Great. Okay. And then we'll have Sun quickly rescue Havel, and that should be fine. You undraft. You might want to tend to this one here. You're not a doctor. I need a doctor to do that. That's fine. What a mess. That's what happens sometimes, right? Okay, I need to use the restroom in a second because I was yapping for like so long, and it's time for me to use the restroom after yapping for God knows how long, right? I still have this stupid McCrelly meal page open. I cannot fathom how someone is able to consume all this in one sitting, quite frankly. Okay, we failed to install the bionic tail on Zeriu, which is weird, so now we gotta Can't give you a normal one. Okay, so why don't we also remove this porcupine quill while we're at it? So remove the quill. We lost the bionic tail, so we'll just put a prosthetic tail. It's probably fine. Let's get that done. Hello, Steve. Good evening. Apple should be fine. Okay, who else is missing body parts? I know some people are missing parts. Ranuso's brain damage. Ziryu is missing a tail, which we're gonna put a prosthetic. That's fine. Exonio was sterilized for some reason because of scarification. Foot. Maybe we replace Airman Joker's prosthetic arm with a real arm. Oh, okay, Marksman's missing parts. Okay, so I'll give Marksman the Archotech arm on the right shoulder. And we need to replace the tail, so I think we'll just do a prosthetic for now until we can get more bionics. There is an item that can replace the nose, yes, and we can manufacture those. We could probably just give you a bionic nose. Or something, or it's like a metal nose is probably fine. I think is, let's see. An artificial nose, okay. So we can do that. We're gonna start replacing parts, obviously, that are missing, and we'll try to get this run. We couldn't get to the mech suit fast enough, unfortunately. But it is time that we start figuring out how to properly armor everyone up. I think one of the biggest issues is that everyone doesn't have the right armors that they need to survive. Yeah, sure. After this Balatro, capture Balatro-chan here. Okay, and then they can do whatever they want. We got a lot of beers. Okay, we'll drag those in. The beers can be stored somewhere in here. Okay. That was a mess. Time to clean all this up and maybe move all these corpses out of the way, because boy, there is a lot of corpses. And let's also get our dear dead friend buried in here, so we're gonna assign to Kefir. Okay. While we recover from that tragic engagement, I am gonna use the restroom, so give me one moment. Okay, I'm back. Speaking of one thing I just came out of my mind while I was in the restroom was there is actually one specific other notebook that I think, because I know Mortal was mentioning notebooks earlier, there is one notebook brand that actually does come to mind. That's not just Kokyo or whatever the brand was that makes the campus notebooks. There's another one I really like that I had a chance to try once, and I don't own one myself, but at some point I probably will pick one up, or two, maybe one or two when I'm in Japan. It's a brand called Midori, and I think the specific line is called Midori MD, and they have, it's a very nice series of, I think they commonly come in A5 or A6 size books, and they come in either dot grid or line grid or lined, and it is very, very nice to hold if you ever are looking for something. And they're not terribly expensive either. I think you can probably get them online for like maybe $5-10 a pop. So I'm not sure how much you're willing to spend on a single notebook, but I think if you're just looking for something a little cheaper, it's not a bad idea to look into one of those things. I don't know what your specific notebook needs are, but I personally don't really use notebooks that much, although maybe I really should, because I've learned recently that, at least for me, writing in a notebook does feel a little better than just writing than just typing everything out, you know what I mean? And that's kind of like the main thing too. It's like, don't worry, Marksman, we gave you new body parts. Look at that, you have an Arcotech arm now. Isn't that cool? You have new parts. It's crazy. Also, where is our sad youngster? We have a sad, oh, you know why? It's because this child is not having a good time. Someone needs to play. Who is this child's mother? It's Drunken Wayfarer, who is currently in the middle of dying, and despite nearly dying, is making their way over to feed their poor child. That's right. Oh, you know why? Because we don't have baby food. You know what? It might help if we had some baby food. Just a little bit. Just maybe like make a few batches. I kind of forgot that. Yeah, the only thing babies can really eat in Rimworld are kind of just milk and other things, and I kind of forgot about those things. So we're gonna fix that real quick, and so hopefully little iron sword, who we do need to assign this to someone, should be usable at some point. We have bionics. Yes, we have bionics. We're slowly replacing body parts. The main thing is, as long as we have enough material, that's all that matters. Okay, we also have this thing, so I can finally make stamponents. Okay, here we go. So one stamponent is made with, oh lordy, what is this? 5. What does this want? 40 steel? And wait. Okay, so 10 steel, and what, tungsten? How do I make tungsteel? What the heck is tungsteel? Okay, so fun fact, I don't know how to make tungsteel. Tungsteel is probably manufactured in a sintering furnace. Okay, so we need yet another gigantic machine to fulfill our production needs. Okay. Can I move this? Yeah, I can. Okay, so maybe, what if we move this down here for now? Let's move it over here. Okay. Oh, that's right, insect jelly. But unfortunately, we're not insect ranchers. I know you can ranch insects, I think, if you play with a certain ideology, but I have personally never done it myself. It would be kind of fun to try at some point doing that, but I can't be bothered 90% of the time. So we work with what we got. I will say, I do like looking at Japanese stationery. That stuff is just crazy good. I don't know what it is, but they know how to make good stationery. It's like almost an entire, like, it's like its own like artisan industry in a way, that everyone just has to have like high quality pens and paper and everything, and I truly love it. I wish I wrote more analog, but I am glued to my phone 90% of the time. Maybe I should stop being glued to my phone. Maybe I need to stop looking at my phone too much. Oh, we do have enough? Okay, wait, hold on. Why is the work speed factor... Why is it not in a workshop? But what if I want to eat the... What if I want to eat the chalk? The chalk is yummy. I heard the chalk is very delicious, and I should absolutely consume it, irregardless of what other people tell me. Here, this recharger. Listen, I can either be addicted to sodium or I can be addicted to chalk. And chalk is what? Calcium? Pick one or the other. I can't be addicted to all of things. I'll try to be addicted to whatever seems appropriate at any given time. Ooh, this automatoid constructor. Okay, so we have this thing, so we can at least manufacture these. We made a lot of polyester, which I don't really know what I'm gonna do with, is the other problem. Okay. Yes, ow. Okay, so then I can add a sintering furnace here. So that'll be the next part of our production line. Irregardless. No, you can't tell me what to do. That's a very valid word, and it exists. Totally. Right? Irregardless is a word that sometimes used because controversial. Okay, so maybe it's not a real word. Okay. I am a real good professional Englisher. Listen, I am a professional adult, okay? Ray doesn't need to be babying me all the time. She just has to make sure she keeps me in check so that I don't do anything stupid, which apparently happens far more frequently than I would like to admit, but we're not going to get into that. Listen, Ray ensures that I remain a normal human being. I am proud of being a very normal person. We gotta get rid of this dragon. This thing is... Can I tame it? Is anyone, like, specialty taming? No one has a taming, what's it called? Inspiration, tragically. We should probably get Ray a tenderized emote at some point. If I ever get around to asking Ika if she's down to do more emotes. She was kind of like MIA for a while, and she recently started getting back into doing art. So maybe I'll just be like, hey, wanna do some art? Wanna do an emote com? We'll have to see. Ika's a good lass, but I think she was like not able to do a lot of art for some time, so probably just ask like, hey, you want to do some art and just see if we can do this. So that's kind of my thinking, and we'll have to see how that pans out. But there's like so many other things I gotta spend money on, like, you know, despite the fact that me and Ray are going on a trip in about 3 months, there's a couple things I haven't what's it called? There's some hotels that still need booking and that I haven't booked yet, and I'm like, I remember the time's actually kind of running out. I should probably find something and book something soon. But I keep putting it off. I'm like, oh, I can do it later. I can do it later. I'm like, I really cannot do this later. At some point, I have to commit. Don't forget about me when I disappear for 2 weeks. I think it's actually a little over 2 weeks. Oh, if you want to know the exact dates, just so everyone's aware of when I disappear for Japan, when me and Ray disappear. Basically, the last stream of October will be something like October... will be like October 21, which is a Wednesday. And then I shan't return until like November 9. So it's a little over 2 weeks. And then I'll return and I will regale you the stories of my wonderful adventures and exploits and stuff. That first stream I'm back, which is a Monday, may not actually be a Rimworld stream. For once, we might actually just turn into a just chatting stream where I yap for 4 hours and talk about the trip. And hopefully no one minds the just chatting stuff. I mean, the thing is, like, a lot of these streams I do realize do kind of turn into just chatting streams, which is not really the intent a lot of time, but just kind of does end up being that way for some reason. It's just, you know, fun to talk about things. Change the passion of your pawn. You can. I think there's like a gamba for it. I think it's literally called, like, you look it through the commands. I think there's one that's literally called passion. Japan trip at the end of October. Oh, you know what's really funny? So, wait, what do you mean October? So actually, I remember when COVID first started happening, me and my friends were like, whoa, tickets to Japan are really cheap. We should go buy tickets so we can go, because the lockdown can't last forever, right? So this was in 2020. So we bought plane tickets on Air Canada, and they were like $600 a pop to go to Japan in October of 2020. And we bought it in, like, I want to say April, because we're like, the lockdown can't last that long, right? Let's go to Japan. We'll have a grand time. It'll be fantastic. The plane ticket was cheap. And then as we got closer and closer, we realized, oh no, this lockdown is here for a while. And then Japan decided to lock down for 2 whole years, and then we got our ticket refunded and everything. But I was just like, oh man, that sucks. Because we were like, we were really looking forward to a friend's trip to go to Japan, and it never happened. And to this day, it still has never happened, which is also very tragic. And obviously, once you're married, you're kind of obligated to go on trips with your partner. You can't just go with the homies. No. You have to go with the person in which you have kind of signed your life away to. And that's kind of why that entire trip has never happened ever again, and it's kind of sad. So the more you know, I guess. I think it's fun little lore tidbits about this type of thing. I think this low preferred for chem fuel. Okay. Yeah, there's no more dude nights, unfortunately. Okay, so can I finally manufacture my tung steel? Okay, so tung steel is what? Stone blocks and chem fuel. Okay, so why don't we do this until I have like, I don't know, maybe like 200 at any given time is probably fine. Let's do some, we're gonna put some shelves here real quick. I need some dedicated storage facilities. So let's move the ceramics one in here. And then we're gonna need maybe that's fine. So then this one's going to be polyester, and then this one is going to be stamponents, and this last one's gonna be tungsteel. I think those are the main, I want to say these are the main parts you need to manufacture everything from. What is the stupid mod called? Dead Man Switch? Or Chad's solo trip to Antarctica. You know what's funny? You can go on a trip to Antarctica. It's just there's a lot of specific things you need to do. Requirements to travel to Antarctica. Okay. So let's see. Can you use this to go to Antarctica? You don't need a passport, but you need to go transport points. Yes, yeah. You can usually get like I think there's like straight up cruises that you can just I guess, you know, join, and you can go around to Antarctica and see all the cool things there, like the penguins and whatever else you want to do in Antarctica, which would be kind of cool. But the main thing with these things is that they're really expensive. So unless you happen to have lots of money, it's not exactly feasible. I think these are almost like $8,000 a person. And that gets you like the most basic of rooms. Like if you want something nice, like you're looking at almost like 15K a person, which is pretty pricey. But you know, this is for the people who are kind of, you know, they got money, they've kind of reached the upper end of their careers, and they can just throw money around. Or you're a travel influencer and you make your money through travel vlogging, which is a thing that you can do. And I don't know how people make money off of that, but that's kind of nutty. Imagine being a travel influencer. Can't imagine that at all. The only thing I ever influence people to do is buy strategy games. Ooh, you will buy the strategy game that I'm playing on stream. Ooh, you will play Hooded Horse content. Ooh, play the Hooded Horse video game. God, that really is half the stream, isn't it? Oh, you're so excited for Mars Tactics? Let's see, Mars Tactics. Is this also by Hooded Horse? Oh god, it is by Hooded Horse. Oh wait, no, I remember seeing this. Yeah. I remember looking at this. I was like, this looks really cool. It reminded me a lot of like it reminded me a lot of like XCOM. Yeah. When's the Dust Front stream? I don't know when I'm gonna do Dust Front. I think I might just wait until the game actually comes out at this point. Which, who knows, it might be this year, maybe not, but I think I'll wait. I haven't played a proper RTS like Dust Front in quite some time. I don't play a lot of base building ones nowadays. I play the more tactical themed ones. People spend that on Disney. The thing is, okay, God, I can't imagine spending that much money on Disney. You know what's funny? Legitimately, it is cheaper nowadays to buy a plane ticket to Japan, go to Tokyo Disney and Tokyo Disney Sea, than it is to spend like a week at Disney World or Disneyland, because of the price is just insane. I remember one time I was curious, like what would be the cost of me, you know, spending like, you know, half a week at Disney, you know, maybe 4 days, 5 days with Ray at Disney as kind of like a nice, you know, trip for the both of us. Do you want to know how much it came out to Disney World? It came out to like $7,000 for the two of us for like 5 days at Disney. And I was like, what in the world is this price point? And then you look at the breakdown, and like the tickets alone were like $200 a day, and then your hotel is like $300-400 a day. Like the prices was just insane, and it didn't make any sense. I'm still going. Hi, Kahila. when you miss your 99% point blank. Yeah, that real XCOM experience. Xanth, I have no idea what this McCrelly thing is, but I saw we were talking about it earlier, and this thing is probably the weirdest meal I've ever seen, in the sense that I can't eat this much in one day. Exactly, just have a vacation in Japan, or just you can go vacationing in East Asia or Southeast Asia. I think it'd be interesting to go visit Korea one day, or even I mentioned this before. I would like to visit China one day. I am a lot less interested in visiting China with the current government in existing, so that's kind of my it's kind of my biggest concern right now. But other than that, yeah, it'd be kind of fun to visit at some point. I'd like to visit Rome. I'd like to visit the Vatican. Just stick to the rural areas. The rural areas, the urban areas. Send to El Cairo. What's El Cairo? Oh, literally just go to Cairo. Wait, no, there's another. Wait, there's another Wikipedia article for El Cairo. Is a town and municipality located in the department of Valle del Cauca, Colombia. I want to visit Taiwan. I would like to visit Taiwan. I have friends from Taiwan, and it's quite. I think it would be something that I'd like to visit. Also, the place that I bought my bag from is from Taiwan. They're literally based out of there. Chinese government is actually going to give you guff unless you're actively agitating. Well, thankfully, I'm not an agitator. I'm very much just I like to stay in my own lane type thing. Your goal this year is to have vacation in Canada come December. I will say Canada is a lot of fun. If you're American though, just be prepared for the fact that a lot of Canada is very similar to the US. The main difference that you're going to run into is people telling you about how different Canada is from the US and how much Canada is better than the US and all these like random things where it's like like I know like this is like one of the most minor things ever, but you know in the US you have to when you pay your bill at a restaurant, you hand your card to the wait staff and they'll take the card to the terminal and they'll come back with the receipt, right? In Canada, they bring the terminal to you and you pay on the spot. You never hand your card to the wait staff. The card is always in your hands, which is kind of nice. And I'm like, I've seen a lot of places in the US doing that a lot more frequently too. And I like it. I wish more places did that. I like not having to hand my stuff over to other people like that. Wouldn't be too worried about the Chinese government if I'm visiting, because China works like any authoritarian. Alien government is making people think most supporting governments likes the government. I mean, that's also true. Like, you also don't want to really harm your tourists, right? Because the tourists are going to be very much like they're a source of income. You want to keep them happy. It's kind of like why I remember reading somewhere like in Mexico, they basically don't ever want to, like, the cartels don't want to harm the tourists, because the tourists provide a lot of local money to the economy by spending money. So they're just like, everyone's kind of agreed, like, just leave the tourists alone as long as they're not being stupid. What about going to Philly? Like the Philippines? Nah. I'm good, fam. I like being in the America. I don't know. The Philippines would be kind of interesting, but the Philippines is also kind of it is a place that definitely exists that has a lot of issues, especially with certain individuals in the Philippine government that I'm not going to get into. That's kind of why North Korea is kind of I would never visit North Korea. I am perfectly content to visit North Korea vicariously through YouTube videos by people who are much braver and also stupider than I am, because I would never willingly visit North Korea. That is just asking to die. I'm condemned to visit vacation in Detroit. I've actually visited Detroit and had a quote-unquote vacation in Detroit. Let's just say there ain't much going on in Detroit. Detroit is very it exists. Let's leave it at that. Detroit is a place that exists, and the only interesting thing is that they have museums and they're all car related. You're better off just visiting Ann Arbor, which is about an hour away and is the home of University of Michigan, which is way cooler and way better. Did it become human yet? Yeah, Detroit became human, and then it immediately went downhill because they lost all their industry. I think that they're trying to turn Detroit into like some kind of like AI super center city type deal, kind of like how they used to be a big manufacturing hub for cars. They want to be like a big manufacturing / like service center area for AI, and I'm like, good luck to them, because Chicago's trying to do the same exact thing, and more people are willing to move to Chicago than they are willing to move to Detroit. No one willingly moves to Detroit unless you happen to have a really good job opportunity there. Okay. There's nothing in Detroit, and it's weirdly just kind of sad and depressing. I remember just like trying to find, like driving around at night, I'm trying to find like how to get to the border, and even a lot of the roads near the border are all like kind of worn down. The only thing that's like really nice is the area right by the border, but like a little, once you get past a little bit of the main road and thoroughfares, it's just, there's not much going on there. The main problem with Detroit is that it's a city that's designed around cars rather than public transit, so the city is not dense at all. It is very widespread over a large area, to the point where a lot of the interesting things in Detroit isn't even in Detroit. You basically go to places like Dearborn, Michigan, which is like, you know, a suburb or part of the greater Detroit area. And that's why there's not much to do in Detroit, honestly. You could just go to Canada instead if you really want to. North Korea isn't dangerous, it's just really boring. Well, to be fair, I don't want to just risk anything happening in North Korea. You say the wrong thing and you're gonna probably get, you know, gibbed over there. So I don't want to risk it. Texas is even worse. Texas is such a... I love watching videos on Texas infrastructure, because no matter what they do, their solution is just, what if we just add another lane? What if we just add another highway? What if we just add more routes that are roads instead of adding, you know, usable public transit? And it's so funny. It is really funny. Just add more cars. I mean, it's like that. Well, you run into the issue of like induced demand whenever Texas or any other place really expands their highway system. They add like another lane. Yeah, traffic will alleviate for like the first week or two, but then everyone's like, oh, it's way faster now. So then you induce the demand. Now everyone wants to go, you know, drive more on these brand new upgraded highways. And that's why it's like, no, this is a bad idea. That's why you need other solutions. But I also understand people don't want to be beholden to public transit. You know, public transit in a lot of places does unfortunately suck, and you just have to kind of deal with it. Is it fair to say that all the time? No, but unfortunately that's just the reality. We do have access to these new generators, but I don't know what the footprint of this thing is. Oh, geez, it's a 3x3. I hate how these don't just neatly fit into my current design. I basically have to rip these three out and then I can put them in here. It could not, yeah, it could not suck, but unfortunately the reality is that it will suck, and there's very little we can unfortunately do about that. Let's see, this output's twice as much. This is also bigger, right? Yeah, all these devices are bigger, so I have to find a way to fit all these. I might have to just rip this entire thing up and just replace it with a brand new power system. The Philippines, I can't, yeah, the Philippines has the jeepney as the public transit, which is so funny. You do not want to visit North Korea as a U.S. citizen, ever has control. Exactly, like that's just the risk if I move the country. I mean, that's also fair too. You can move, like, you should be able to move, like, if you, as long as you got the money for it, you can move anywhere in the world. Just maybe don't move to certain places like North Korea, or maybe not into war-torn areas like the Middle East is the simplest way I'm going to describe that. I mean, Netherlands is kind of nice too. Yeah, you can become Dutch, and you can speak really funny English, where a lot of their words just sound like English, just with a lot of stretchy sounds. When I'm coming down to visit, probably, I don't know. I have no intention right now of visiting South America. It's not on my list of places to visit. What, do they eat breakfast? Chocolate on bread? You don't like carbs for breakfast? You know what they eat in America, right? They eat Nutella on bread, or PB&J, or sugary cereal. Oh, diabetic. Ah, fair enough. That's rough. Philippine Jeeps are suffocating something, especially when the driver says there's still space, even though they're really packed in like sardines. Yeah, but they're trying to maximize how much money they can make, so as long as they can pack you in there. I know everyone makes fun of, like, you know, India, for example, for overpacking trains, but the Philippines is equally as bad with overpacking jeepneys, and it's really insane to look at. Yeah, don't go to the Middle East. Africa's probably not a place you want to live in for the most part. Ukraine and Russia, obviously not either. Most of Europe is probably fine. Most of the Americas are probably fine. Most of South America is, depending on which place in South America you're in, is probably okay. And then some East Asian countries are generally not good. Like, basically, just don't go to North Korea. China, you probably don't want to live in China either, unless you don't really care that much about the whole CCP thing. I mean, I think most people would take Ukraine over Belarus, but maybe you take Ukraine over Belarus once the war has concluded. You know, maybe not right now. You might want to, you know, stay a little safe from that. Okay, we're gonna start stripping out these power generators. We're gonna have to redesign the power generator system because this entire corner is fine, and we have enough power to get through the night, but we are needing more and more and more. By the way, we do have all this stuff. Wait. Oh, it's really cold in this room. I think I can plop one of these in here, and this should kind of warm the room up. Let's put this here. And then just run another... run the hidden... Not the plumbing. The heating pipe. We gotta run the heating pipe over. Perfect. If you want to go to the Philippines, just don't go to Manila. I mean... But Manila's probably the safest place because it's the most it's the most centralized city, right? I don't know. I will not lie. The last time I was in the Philippines was when I was a toddler. I have not been to the Philippines since then. You don't say China over Ukraine. I mean, that's also fine too. Focus on Netherlands because he's English, not Chinese. Despite the best efforts of your family. Okay. So you're one of those that were born to an Asian household, but you grew up basically speaking the language of your home country and not so much the language of your parents' home country. Filipino theory. This is not a theory. This is like common knowledge. I don't know. This is information that's existed for a while. Speak a lot more Japanese. I mean, to be fair, that's kind of me too. Like, I speak way more Japanese than I speak any bit of Tagalog. I don't speak a lick of Tagalog. I can understand when when it's being spoken sometimes, but that's mostly through context clues more than anything else. I do not speak a lick of Tagalog. Oh, we got more stuff. Let's get this, whatever this is, and whatever this is, and I guess we'll get this, and we're just gonna start grabbing random things. Sure, that's all fine. So, yeah, the more you know, I guess. I'm not gonna tell you specifically what type of Filipino, but yeah, there you go. The more you know. Hopefully, do whatever with that information that you want. There's nothing wrong with being Filipino. It's okay to be Filipino. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I actually remember having a bunch of friends that were very into, for lack of better words, they were very into being a swagapino. I think I've talked about this before, but the US has a very interesting subculture of Filipinos, primarily for second-generation Filipinos who are born to first-generation Filipino parents who immigrated into the United States, but they grew up as like Americans, you know, first with a Filipino identity. And so there's a subculture for these Filipinos called swagapino. If anyone remembers what the heck swag was, you know, being like, you know, you're lucky, fortunate to have 3 or 4 languages. I did not have that. I apparently used to speak Tagalog when I was young, but I completely forgot how to speak it as I grew older. So swagapinos are basically this alternative, I don't know how to describe it. Imagine like hood Asians, but they're not really a hood. They're more like, they have like the really big baseball flat caps, and they're always, they kind of dress like in basketball clothes for whatever reason. Yeah, you know what? You know, it's stuff like I don't know how to describe it. You know what? Here, this is what Google's giving me for swagapino. Like this. Like they're wearing snapbacks, or they're wearing hats like this, or like this. You know what I mean? Like it's a very specific subculture that was very popular in like the 2010s for like middle and high schooler age Filipinos. I think this subculture has kind of disappeared, but it was very popular well, at least when I was in school. You know what I mean? Like, this is the type of people that nowadays, like in this day and age, these are the type of people who would be wearing like Supreme and things along that nature. I don't know why this was like a thing, but I had Filipino friends that were really into this aesthetic, I guess, is the best way to describe it. It's an aesthetic that they just adopted as their identity, and then they kind of dropped it once they got out of high school, which was also really funny. What is Bahasa? Oh, it's is a language? Oh, it's Indonesian. Okay, it's one of the Indonesian languages. Interesting. I do not know anything about Indonesia language at all. I don't know much about Indonesia in general, other than I was really surprised when I was like looking up Indonesia stuff, and I did not realize just how many people actually live in Indonesia. I was kind of surprised to find out that like the population is almost as much as the US. It's like 300 million something Indonesians on that archipelago, which is crazy to think about, right? And I think what's the other one that I'm thinking of now too? Let me look it up real quick. I think Malaysia might have like an equally large amount of people. Okay, Malaysia, no. Malaysia's really tiny, but Indonesia's like really large in terms of population. I know there's a lot of really nice Indonesian food out there. One of the things that I liked I tried one time and I really liked was like I think it's called laksa noodle soup, and it's like a coconut curry type soup. It's really good, and I think my first experience with it was like with this instant one that I found at the store, and it's really, really tasty. Like really high quality stuff. You just like a lot of shrimp paste flavor in there, a lot of, you know, very savory with a bit of curry. It's quite nice. The baby size. What do you mean baby size? Well, I'm not a baby size Filipino. I'm a normal size Filipino. Oh, is this Singapore? Oh, maybe I'm mixing it up. For some reason, I thought it was Indonesian. I don't know. I saw it and I was like, this is really good. I like curry stuff. Curry stuff is really tasty. Are my hands that small? They're not that small, are they? So, I don't know. But it's good. I like it. I'm a big fan of like soup things in general, and I'm always on the hunt for more unique soups. But I am very much antithetical to cold soups and sweet soups. I know there's some stuff that's like sweet soups, and sweet soups are not for me. For me, a soup should be savory. It should be, you can be savory, you can be sour, but you can't really be sweet. You know, at that point, you might as well just have a porridge. Like a rice porridge. Cheesy pumpkin soup, I've never had that, and it doesn't really sound particularly appealing to me, quite frankly. Yeah, no, for me, like, it's like a simple, like, chicken type thing is usually good. What is soto rawan? What is this? Soto rawan. Taste Atlas marked this as the world's best soup. Indonesian beef soup. It uses the black keloak nut as the main seasoning. Dark nutty flavor. Black beef soup. Interesting. I would like to try this if I ever find a place that serves this, but there's not really going to find anything that serves this. Just have sinigang, if chicken then tinola. I mean, you joke, but I do have sinigang somewhat regularly. Tinola not so much, and then arroz caldo fairly frequently, because arroz caldo is just straight comfort food, let's be real. You can't go wrong with a beautiful arroz caldo, or I guess lugao, depending on where you're from and what you're gonna call it, but in my house we call it arroz caldo. Oh, Bashi died. Wait, what? Oh my goodness, the dragon ate Bashi. Oh. Alright, well, Dragon Chan, you had your time. Goodbye. It's time to put this dragon down. I can't believe this thing ate. Oh, let's get the gunners ready too. I want the gunners all like ready to line up and just gun the ever-loving Jesus out of this thing. Your mom tried to make a corn-based soup. I mean, corn-based soups can be really good. Wait, is there no corpse? Oh my gosh, oh, there's no corpse. Wait, we can't even revive Bashi. Bashi's just gone. Oh. This is from Dragon's Descent. There's just no corpse. There's just no corpse left. That Bashi is just dead. I don't think we can rip the corpse out either if we kill this thing, but we're gonna try to kill it. Alright, is everyone here with a gun, ready to gun? Okay, maybe not you. Everyone else with a gun ready to start blasting. Because essentially my plan is I'm going to have the 3 knights just beat the ever-loving daylights out of this thing. Okay, and then everyone with a gun just needs to kind of situate around here and use a gun, please. Okay. Maybe you stand over here. Whatever gets an angle on this thing. Okay. Oh my goodness, you don't have any bullets. Okay. I had to get bullets. Grab you. Okay. No, it's dead. No, because taming a dragon's really hard. It's like 5% chance. It's really, really unlikely. Yeah, I do like a corn soup. Actually, one of my favorite soups, unironically, is like a... You can find this at some Chinese restaurants, but it's basically just a Chinese chicken corn soup. I don't know what you call it, but it's really comforting and it's really tasty. It's basically egg drop soup, but you throw corn and chicken in, and that's basically it. It's got like a nice sweet flavor to it with because of the corn, but it's also very savory because of the chicken stock, and it's nice and thick, so you can use like a nice spoon to eat it. It's really nice. I love it. It's one of my favorite soups to consume. Oh, we got 10 to all these injuries. Look at all these people that are dying. I can't believe Bashy's dead. Oh, at least Daisy's alive, so I guess that's a small blessing. All right, let's tend to all the other problems that we have. We have so much jade. Storage. Don't store jade in here. I need to store jade somewhere else. What if we put the jade in this nice little safe here? We can haul the jade off of this. This should all be preferred. Okay, perfect. Is there? I mean, there might be a Filipino corn soup. Filipino corn soup. Oh, there is one. Swam na mais. Filipino fresh corn soup. Yeah, I mean, it looks very similar. It's just not as thick as... And this one uses shrimp instead of corn, it seems. And I guess you serve it over rice. I'm not terribly fond of usually serving soup over rice for the most part, unless the soup is rice based in the first place, like a rice porridge. I think the only one that I've ever really consumed over rice is like sinigang, but beyond that, I'd rather just have noodles most of the time. I am very much a noodles person over being a rice person. I think every person, especially every Asian, eventually comes to the point in their life they have to kind of decide, are they going to be a noodle person or a rice person for the rest of their lives? And then that kind of makes a lot of their food and dining decisions for the rest of their existence. I mean, they'll still eat both, but oftentimes they will prefer one or the other, and you have to choose which one it's going to be. For me, I ultimately chose noodles. You're a bread person? Oh. Ooh. I'm sorry to hear that. How tragic. What about rice noodles? I mean, right, those are still noodles in the end, ultimately. Right, rice noodles are still noodles ultimately in the end, so you're a rice fiend at heart. I mean, like, the thing is, like, okay, so here, my biggest thing is noodles are at least consistent, like, in how the texture is going to be, I think. But rice, if the rice is cooked poorly, it's gonna either be too mushy, or it's gonna be too hard. Or when you reheat rice, you have to go through all this effort of, like, putting it, like, with a paper towel over a wet paper towel to steam it. And it's very annoying. You thought it said Dashi was dead, and you thought one of the legends was dead, and you felt old. Who's that? I don't know who Dashi is. I'm sorry. Actually, oh my gosh, speaking of dead people, all right, I just want to talk about this completely unrelated thing that I think is crazy. As long as it's a good fake Mexican food is looked down upon. Listen, I eat Taco Bell every now and again. Does that make me evil? Okay, so I don't know. This is unrelated, but I kind of want to talk about this. Okay, so there is this thing, I guess, that was going around YouTube recently called, for lack of better words, I think they were calling it like LARPing, right? So there's this entire, like, I guess, shtick where people are LARPing YouTubers in a way. So they'll make a channel and they're gonna start doing content pretending like they're this person from a previous, you know, from like a previous era of YouTube. So you'd have like something like LARPaplier, who's someone who's, I guess, pretending to be Markiplier and doing content like Markiplier would have done in, you know, early 2010s type deal, or like late 2010s. And then you had the same thing with a bunch of other people, like other big, like maybe like some LARP version of Captain Sparkles, and then there was another one that was really bad that caused a huge ton of drama, which I thought was so interesting, called Techno LARP. So if you don't know who Technoblade is, he was a Minecraft YouTuber He passed away really young at like 23, I think, maybe even younger, because of cancer. And he was very popular at the same time too. Like he had a bright future until cancer took it away from him. And it was very sad. But some guy decided, I'm gonna pretend to be Technoblade as Technolarp and basically make videos like it was him. And it was just like, this seems like this is stepping on a little too many toes. Like, it's one thing to LARP, I guess, and, you know, pay homage to another person. It's another thing to basically take on their identity and make a lot of money doing it, and literally publicly calling out the dead creator's dad to make a statement. And it was insane, because part of the drama was that Technoblade's dad basically went out saying, hey, I don't really like this, but I'm not gonna say to stop or continue, you know, but please all be nice to each other. And eventually he had to come out and say, hey, don't do this. I think he actually did ultimately make a statement saying, hey, stop, because it was really weird and it was just strange. And I was like, yeah, that's probably a good thing that he told this weirdo freak to not do this. I don't know, like, I think social media has kind of made people a lot more open to doing some of the most weirdest things possible to kind of get as much clicks and attention on themselves as possible. And I think this whole LARPing as content creators is like the next step in this insanity. Like, if someone told me that, like, anyways, we're making Kashiwa LARP or Oak LARP, I'm gonna be like, but why? Be yourself, be original. That's what I would say. And it just opens up like this ridiculous can of worms when you're like trying to interact with these people, and it's just like, you know, it's basically, it just feels very inauthentic, if is what I'm trying to say. Also, we're gonna put an advanced geothermal. Thank God it replaces it. It's just the right size. No, there was a YouTuber who actually did that, which is the craziest thing. I cannot remember his name because I don't think it matters, but there was a Minecraft YouTuber who, when VTubing kind of started taking off, he made his own VTuber, but also with an AI LLM that was modeled after him. And it's not the same as, like, say, Neurosama and Vidal, because those two, like, kind of play off of each other in the sense, and that's why Vidal is ultimately the content creator, right? And Neurosama's the character. But then you have this other guy who his entire shtick was he wanted to have an AI version of himself essentially play and react to the games that the AI is also playing, so that he can just more or less make YouTuber slop content without having to lift a finger. And I'm like, this is where we're going with this now, huh? Yeah, I don't remember his name, but it was crazy. Oh yeah, I think that's his name, Quabblecop or something. And I was like, I remember seeing that and I was like, this is horrifying. And I think his entire fan base kind of abandoned him because of the insanity of it all. I'm like, well, yeah, because no one wants to watch this gen slop, right? No one cares. I think there's a lot of people out there who really think, you know, people will accept any form of content as long as it's, you know, appeals to them or something. Like, oh, you know, their fan base will remain loyal. But that's not how it works at all in the end, because people, I think, do legitimately crave like authentic type of content, and if you can't provide that, then you're not going to be able to survive in the content creator space. You can try, but it ain't gonna work too well. Yeah, the whole drama was very interesting, to say the least. Also, are we making a lot of dirt? We are making dirt, right? Oh, wait. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Oh, you know why? I think this thing doesn't allow dirt. I have to make this allow dirt. There we go. Ah, now we have dirt. Now we're making lots of dirt. So hopefully we can start filling in a lot of these dirt backfill spots that I've been meaning to fix up. We do also need to get rid of this thing. I don't really want to go over and beat up a mech cluster, but I might have to. Maybe we send the mech suit over there. I might have no choice. I don't really want to, but it's starting to look like we may need to bring the exosuit. I'm trying to avoid it, but it's starting to look like that might be the case. We also need to start selling all this cloth. I did not realize how much cloth we have, and I think we may need to stop sewing. Let's stop sewing cloth. Or cotton. Let's just rip that all apart. So anyways, yeah, this whole LARPing, like, as content creators thing is just such a weird thing. I did not watch any of those LARPer contents, but I was like, man, this is where we're at now in the realm of in the realm of streaming LARP content. Oh, Like, can you imagine? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if someone's like, oh, what if we just made a LARP V, like, what if we LARP as a VTuber? I'm sure that's probably done. Like, I'm gonna pretend to be, what's their name? Like, Gargura, who maybe one day will return to streaming. maybe one day. Samiko Saba has not streamed in quite some time. Yeah, maybe one day. We can hope that she'll return. Actually, speaking of HoloLive stuff, I saw that HoloLive drop that new game recently. I didn't realize it was a gacha game. I was like a little disappointed, but I heard it's like a pretty decent rhythm game if you're into rhythm games. Let's see. And all I've been seeing on my feed recently was people going about like, so anyways, oh wait, we gotta do the funeral. Look at this swimsuit banner. I'm like, oh. She canceled all her memberships because she's able to stream. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, no, it's worse than just not being able to stream. She's like going through some really rough stuff, so I can understand why she's at least I can understand why she's canceling it. So it makes sense. No else goes. Yeah, I don't know if I can share that on stream, but I saw the banner, the swimsuits, and they're like, wow, yep, they're just appealing to the swimsuits now. The amount of people hating on VTubers right now, I don't think they'll how live will that happen. Is there a lot of people hitting on VTubers nowadays? Is that a thing? Stuffing VTuber course new people has been done for. I mean, okay, you can. Here's the thing: you can stuff a new personality into a VTuber puppet, but the problem is that a lot of content creators, you know, like a lot of VTubers, like you're not just watching it for the character. You ultimately watch it for the person behind the character, right? And so you can't just put a new person in the body of the old one, because people are going to tell right away and it's not going to be the same vibe. Like, I think they tried doing that with Kizuna Ai, and that basically had a significant amount of backlash, and now eventually the original Kizuna Ai actress is back now playing as Kizuna Ai, and it's great. But for example, if I disappeared and if I was not puppeting this character, you know, my VTuber model in a sense, right, and you heard another voice, you would all be very confused and be like, what is happening here? And probably a lot of you would, maybe a good chunk of you would not stick around because it's like, it's not the same person anymore. At least that's what I would think, but maybe that's not the case. Maybe you would watch a new person. Maybe they're more entertaining than I am. Right? So it's one of those things where it's like, it really, were they better at Rimworld? Oh yeah, absolutely they would be better at Rimworld. I'm a walking Rimworld disaster. That's just straight facts. It's just funny because, you know, I came back and a lot of people thought that she was I because of the name. Yeah. Oh, they thought she was AI? Yeah, because people don't realize that, you know, that's the word for love and all that, so you gotta be careful about that type of thing. People were theorizing they did it to Rushia at one point. I don't think they would ever gonna do that to Rushia. Rushia is a very unique individual, and I don't think you would be able to easily replicate her screaming and her sounds and her overall personality. And so I don't think that was ever going to happen realistically for Rushia. So it is a shame what happened to Rushia, though, because I actually did enjoy watching some of her content, but I didn't actively watch a lot of her stuff. I watched clips of her stuff more than anything else. She needs help, more like it. Yeah, we're not going to get into that whole thing, but boy, gee howdy, I was eating up that drama like it was candy. It was fun to keep up with. I was like, ooh, tell me more about what this is going on here. Early go live. Oh, it was Mikeneko. You know, it's really funny too. The one who rigged my model also rigged Mikeneko's like new model after she left HoloLive, and I was like, oh my gosh. I share a rigger with this person, but also my rigger is like super popular and does a lot of face connect work, but I also haven't talked to him in forever. So if I ever get a new rigger, I'll probably have to get someone new at some point. Part of the problem. I am part of the problem. I love consuming this stupid VTuber drama every now and again. Made me feel sorry for her. I mean, it's just how it is. Like, some people are just gonna be a little unhinged, and you just have to kind of, you know, deal with it. Why does it say wind blocked? Oh shoot, there's a tree here. Let's chop that off. Are we making a lot more dirt? Oh, we are. Perfect. So what I can do now is I'm going to add more whatever this thing is. Dirt. We're gonna keep adding more dirt here. I'm reclaiming this entire section here so we can actually expand the mansion. Imagine doing rigging. What a silly... Yeah, exactly. Who could imagine doing actually VTuber rigging? Actually insanity. I could never. I can barely do art. Oh, am I still doing the Kingdom Hearts lore explanation tomorrow? Is that a thing that people actually want to see? If so, I will legitimately commit to it for 4 hours. I will explain the entirety of Kingdom Hearts from start to end as much as I can remember. I think there's like a few things that I don't remember. It's primarily like the side games, and then I will doodle along with it as well. Okay, so here's the thing. I actually cannot give you the entire Metal Gear Solid plotline. I would be able to give you like 3, 4, and 5. I probably would not be able to give you 1 and 2. I kind of need to replay those games. I can give you, yeah, I can basically give you Snake Eater, Guns of the Patriots, and I almost said Phantom Menace, and I'm like, that's not the right word. Phantom Pain. Pokemon? Like, I can give you Fire Emblem, I could give you Pokemon. The Pokemon's a little weirder. So the biggest issue with Pokemon is that it used to be a single unified timeline, but as the games have kind of progressed, they've kind of just been like a floaty timeline where everything kind of exists whenever it feels like existing, which kind of really annoys me because I'm a huge fan of like a proper continuity. So, for example, one of the biggest things is like, okay, so obviously at Gen 1 and Gen 2. Gen 2 is a sequel to Gen 1, takes place 3 years later. And then when they started remaking these games, they did Gen 3 and Gen 4, right? So Gen 3 was Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, but they also released Fire Red, Leaf Green, which was remakes of Gen 1. And they technically take place at the same time. Gen 3, like, so the Hoenn games and the Kanto games take place at the same time on the continuity. And then Gen 4 with Diamond Platinum or Diamond Pearl Platinum is what's the word for it's parallel with Heart Gold Soul Silver. So basically, as as Kanto leads into Johto, Hoenn technically leads into Sinnoh in the timeline, and I love the fact that it was continuous like that. However, I think they kind of started breaking that when they got to Gen 5, and once they started remaking Gen 3 and Gen 6, or was it Gen 7, one of the two, it kind of stopped like making sense, and I think the timelines started getting all messy and people stopped caring as much. And now Nintendo's kind of just like, yeah, they're all just kind of whenever they take place, and it's just like, well, that doesn't really answer anything, thanks, I guess. And it's really annoying that they've done that like that. So I'm mildly annoyed, but completely annoying. We gotta go kill this climate adjuster. We're gonna send some people over there. Manga was continuous until Gen 4 and 5. Was it really? I did not read Pokemon Adventures. I know some of the characters, mostly because I was looking up characters. I was like, wow, some of these characters are really cute and I like their design. Like how Pokemon Adventures has Yellow, who never shows up in any of the, anime or whatever stuff. She's just a character that exists only in Adventure. I'm like, I kind of like her design. It's cute. Nothing can make you hate Black and White. I think a lot of people love Black and White. Black and White is probably one of the most well-regarded entries in the franchise because it had such a mature storyline, and obviously the protagonists were a little older too, and it was very interesting. I liked Black and White a lot. Gen 5 was not really connected to the timeline. Like the Pokemon timeline is so messy, especially once they added in what's it called, time travel, especially like because I know Gen 2 and the Johto games had some. The Johto games had some time travel when you include Celebi, but it was very much a limited thing so you can have like an Easter egg and encounter Giovanni and experience some of that plot line. It got really weird when you added the time travel arc to, I want to say it was Ruby's, like Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire or whatever it was called, and you had like the Omega Team Rocket nonsense, and it started going completely sideways, and it was just insane. So I generally think Pokemon's timeline is just kind of whack now. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. Gen 3 converts to Battle Frontier. I love the Battle Frontier arc. Battle Frontier is like my favorite thing. I will say, one of the things that always pissed me off about the remakes for Ruby and Sapphire was they did not include the Battle Frontier. I was like, okay, so are they gonna make an Emerald version or release it as DLC? I would be okay with that. And they're just like, nope, we're just not doing it. And I'm just like, why? It was like one of the best parts of those games to add like a lot of additional end game content. And I'm just like, you're just not gonna include it? Why? I don't know. It annoyed me to no end when they just straight up did not include it, and I will never forgive them for that. Very tragic. Control was limited to some parts of Gen 2 and it's only a game where your MC talks if only for a bit. Do they actually talk? I do not remember much about the protagonist talking in Black and White. I don't remember if they actually do or not. We gotta get rid of that thing, but I'm too lazy to go kill it. Can we make this thing yet? Can I make my Shaft Automatroid? I need 4 Stamponents, which we have enough of. Yes, we do. Oh my gosh. Hello, Irish fighter. How was UAF? Oh my goodness. I saw that you were streaming some Star Sector. Hopefully that's been a grand old time. Let me do the shout out real quick. How's the small ships? I've been meaning to try to play a little bit more Star Sector in the near future, but my streaming schedule is so packed with other things that I've not had an opportunity to do so, but hopefully your run has been fun. Maybe I'll get back into it. Yeah, I've never really tried the small ships. I usually tend to play the big ship fights. But thank you for the raid. I appreciate it very, very much. Hopefully your stream was good. And for those in your rating here, my name is Oak. I play funny strategy games, and occasionally I do play Star Sector. And I am working on a Star Sector mod that I swear I'll finish at some point one day, maybe eventually, as what I said last year, and it's been a year, and all I have are a bunch of portraits and a functioning star system, but no custom ships or story bits. Maybe one day. We're talking about Pokemon. Rimworld is technically running in the background, but we're talking about Pokemon and some other things. But thank you for the raid. I appreciate it very, very much. Hopefully you enjoy your time here as I continue to yap for an unholy amount of time. Oh, you have to be a Mechanator to make this. Oh, we actually have to get the Mechanite stuff. If I'm on the stream, gotta go. Okay, yeah, get ready for the things you gotta do. Worry not. All right, I guess we need to get a Mechanator. All right. Who's gonna be the Mechanator? Let's see opposer beat this. What even will be the faction doctrine? Faction doctrine for what? For Nekograd? Oh, Swarm. Oh yeah, no, it's basically ballistics and missiles is basically the plan. My logic is that the Nekogradians don't really have a lot of high technology, and so they're very much into super heavy ballistic and missile weaponry, and that's essentially the main plot of that's basically the main fleet doctrine. So basically what you're gonna have is you're gonna have like a few super heavy capital ships, and then you'll have a couple smaller ships. I would say they're probably a lot weaker in the I'm trying to think. It'd probably be more like they have super large, but they don't have large, but they have a decent amount of mediums and smalls. How about that? Like there's like the gap between the medium to the largest ship is probably going to be massive, is my guess. I don't know what the faction of Invictus Capital is, but sure. Hello, Garm. Good evening. You appear to have died? In real life? No, you're not supposed to die. You're supposed to live. Come, Garm. You're allowed to rest here. Find peace and relax as your favorite gamers play games. Yeah, exactly. It just basically goes from cruisers to super capitals. That would be the plan in let's see this Star Sector Invictus. Oh, in game. Let's see. Were you? Yeah, I think you did die a while ago. Let's see. Yeah, your corpse is in this grave here specifically. Yeah, kind of like that, but maybe less looking like a brick. I would say, yeah. They probably. I would say that if I needed a stand-in ship, I would say that they probably would have access to an Invictus as kind of like a thing. One thing I want to do, and I'm not sure if I can do this, is I want it to be where if you have UAF installed, I want to make a custom weapon that uses some of the logic from there, that only if you have UAF installed, or it's basically the Nekogradians have stolen some UAF technology and they've learned how to make their own mini briefs, and then it's just a mini brief Katyusha launcher. And it's restricted to a very specific ship. Like, it'll be like a quest reward where you can just have this one thing that just fires 50 mini briefs and pray that your game doesn't explode. Well, no. Like, it would. I wouldn't steal the code. It would be more like, hey, as long as you have this other thing installed, you can experience this additional bonus content. Because it would be kind of weird to steal stuff. Hey, I'm not. At least I would try coding it myself. I'm not gonna rely on this wacky tacky AI thing that everyone's really into nowadays. I read tutorials. So anyways, when do we get Big Sisters? What do you mean Big Sisters? We're trying to build stuff. I actually don't have a mechanator, so I'm trying to pick a mechanator. Also, I didn't realize this thing exploded like this, so that's a bit of a problem, ain't it? All right, who's... Okay, so mechanic transponder. Who's gonna be the mechanator, I guess, is the ultimate question. We could give it to Alana. If we make Alana the mechanator, she gets access to... She can have assistant helper robots. Or we could give it to Steve, who can have assistant helper robots. Let's see here. This is not Gundam. Oh, you want... This is not Gundams. You think if SB is watching a new author discover the juvenile pleasure of adding zeros to numbers in code? Ah, I see. Yeah, making big thing bigger. Adding bigger numbers, right? But big number fun. Let's see. Zero, you probably don't need the robot. It's basically the robot's gonna go to someone who hauls things primarily. Basically, I think I'm gonna give it to... We give it to Kahila. Kahila could be a hauler. Yeah, sure, Kahila can have it. Sure. No unreserved research bench available, really. I have 2 research benches. Oh, they're both in use? Alright, where's Kahila? I'll have Kahila use it. The Big Sister's favorite all-rounder mech. 2 built-in weapons, carry 30 of your choice, bubble shield, can pop up, and can apparel too. I don't think we have that unlocked, unfortunately. Let's see. Let's see if I can find it on this list. Big... I don't have any... I might not have that mod installed that gives this thing called the Big Sisters, unless it's under a different name that I'm not familiar with. But yeah, like, I had like a whole... fleet doctrine in mind for Nekograd, and I have a bunch of like late game ideas for it, and I have them written down. Yes, they're not just in my head. I actually write things down, surprisingly enough. And there is a functioning system as well. So like if you wanted, like, legitimately, I could release it in its current state, and you could play with a faction that exists that just doesn't have a lot of the content properly set up yet. So it would function. It's just not going to function as well as you would want it to function. Okay, I gotta go send people. We're gonna send the first rattling battalion. I gotta get this fixed up. Are we out of bullets? Why aren't you grabbing bullets? Wait, oh my goodness. Airman Joker has no armor. What the heck? Oh, these two have no armor. Why? Because I don't have enough order uniforms. I bet you they're only restricted to wearing order uniforms, aren't they? I was like, they're just straight up naked. Okay, yeah, I'm out of order uniforms. We gotta make more of these things. Okay, that's literally why. I think like 3 of these, so we have spares. Okay, in that case, let's see. Let me... Okay, let me do this real fast. DMS would be here. Okay, so hold on. Okay, so you're saying that it would be after synthetic research for Dead Man's Switch. So synthetic research is oh, I technically don't actually have a lot of the... I don't even have Wetware Hypothesis unlocked yet either. It's probably Heavy Automatroid, maybe, or it would be under Advanced Dragoon Engineering. My guess is it's probably under or Main Battle Dragoon would probably be the only options I could imagine it being under. Does free key styles work? You can get a free key for Star Sector if you watch the Moist Critical video. Or not Moist Critical. Seth Scene Talk has the video. If you can't afford it right now. Or you can pay the $20 and support the devs. I do want to do a new run for Star Sector when the new patch drops. but I assume it's going to take quite some time before it's going to be available. Oh, okay, so if we do this fight, then we can get a Mechanator. We have to fight 6 Tesserons and 6 Militors. Let's get some armor and weapons going first before we do anything like this. I gotta start equipping people who may not be wanting to equip weapons, but they need weapons. Like, for example, Drunken Wayfarer here is technically a soldier. But he has no gun, and that's a problem, isn't it? So perhaps... Oh, he's a sniper, but he doesn't have a sniper rifle? Alright, we might need to make another Ratkin sniper. I think Garm had one, but then Garm died, and that's why we don't have a spare Ratkin sniper. So we gotta go to the machine table and add another Ratkin sniper to this list of things that we gotta make. There we go. RAR haunted background playthrough. We did do a haunted background playthrough. Like, literally, the whole Waifu Sector 3 run is just a haunted background playthrough. It's very, very spooky, and we did eventually win, but then we kind of rewound time with Tokyo Tomato so that we don't actually have to end the run. Yeah, you might not have missed it, but I think we accomplished it about like 2 streams ago, where we did actually complete the void or the haunted playthrough objective, where we melded with the Gestalt and all that jazz, and we unlocked like the new plot line. I did not try the new background, no. Oh, it is from a different... Yeah, it's probably from a different mod. That's kind of what I figured was the problem. But no, we did not try it. Maybe at some point we will. I could expand the farms, but I really need to get the robots. We need the weapons. Oh gosh, this thing takes forever. Oh my goodness, this thing does take forever. Oh boy, that's not ideal. No, I did not install all the Albine sections. I installed specific ones because I don't want to overbloat the game, because the game's already bloated as is. Remember, my run is already screaming in agony at 186 items, and we can barely reach 100 TPS now. Movie night? Alright, have a good night, Kahila. Enjoy your movie. I don't know what film it is, but hopefully it's fun. Okay, we got helium extraction. We gotta get this other one, too. But yeah, DMS is more of a side show. It's not the primary show. The primary show is the Ratkin, who are trying to, you know, get expanded upon. Which we've done a pretty good job of expanding the Ratkin, you know, arsenal, but it's still a little slow. In fact, I might need to add more lights here, so we're just gonna add some of that. And we're trying to obviously upgrade our gear. Yeah, I hated dealing with the sniping stuff. I think we only won a lot of those fights because I pulled out like our literal most overpowered capital ships in order to win that final fight, and it was still a grueling grind. I had one of the UAF capitals that had a bunch of, I think, it wasn't even the mini briefs, it was like the straight up semi briefs, and I had to just try to nuke everything. Like, my solution to everything was just nuke it all. Part of the issue with my Star Sector runs is I like giant battles, and so I play with a adjusted max deployment cap. I think the default deployment cap is like 400, shared by both sides. Yeah, no, I cranked that up to like 800, and so we just get super gigantic battles, but the giant battles start to lag fairly quickly. Not exactly a good idea, but it is kind of how I prefer to play it. But maybe next time I'm not gonna do that as much. If only I was making better. If only I was better at making mod lists, and if only I knew someone that I could ask to review my mod list before I actually start using that mod list. Why is that? Because it is exactly what causes the XCOM runs to go foobar. To be fair, that wasn't actually an issue on the last XCOM run. I did not have increased enemy pod sizes on the last run. The enemies were just really overpowered. And maybe I shouldn't have played it on... Was I playing on Legendary or Hard? I cannot remember. I should have some mod to craft the mod list for you at this point. No, it has to be a Professor unique experience, which is why I'm willing to go through the effort of putting the mod list together, even if they're terrible. Also, I just realized this quarry is completed. Let's get rid of this quarry. I can totally be trusted. It's just like how you can trust me with a gun. Totally. You can totally trust me with a gun. I am a very normal person, I swear. Very normal indeed. Okay, so we'll be able to make this once we have a Mechanator. Okay, so... Could I fight off whatever it's asking? Yeah, we probably could, right? Okay, once it's daytime, we might just call them in. I think we can fight them off. It can't be that bad, right? I can't believe I'm being doubted. One of these, someone will manage to tackle me when take. No, I like my workshop privileges. I like being able to look at the funny mods. I will say, at the very least, once I start a run, I typically don't start adding more things. You see, well, we're usually kind of locked in. I'll maybe add like 1 or 2 things over the course of the run, but that's about it. I'm not gonna make it any worse than necessary. Is it before to play a surprise mod list? Can I request certain mods be on every mod list, no matter what? Like, can I have like a base mod list that I can give out and be like, okay, you can tack whatever you want onto this thing? Would that be allowed? Need to learn how to make a CE conversion so you can update Ratkin Great War yourself. I mean, couldn't you just look at other conversion mods and see how they do it? Yeah, consider Unreal World, there's a pretty big modding scene. I looked at Unreal World. It might be fun as a thing to play. But it really also does not look like the type of thing that I could stream and people would watch. Actually, hold on. Now I'm kind of curious. Is anyone actually streaming this right now? Unreal World? There's no way, right? No one streams this. Yeah. Does anyone watch that Hole in the Wall? Is the only live action show from Destroy Build Destroy that you like? I don't think I watched. Oh, is that the one where you have to like? It's like the Japanese game show where they're like running this giant sheet towards the players, right? And they have to kind of match the shape. You have to buy such a collection of video mods, configure SML, and start the scenario goal after I start. Oh my god. All right. Well, that could be an interesting. Okay, how about this? Maybe not the next run. Maybe the run after that, depending on how I feel. We could try that. As long as I'm allowed to say I want these specific QOL mods installed, and then after that I'll be fine with whatever. I think my QOL mod list is like 30 items maybe. I think it's something just basically like replace. I don't even think I'm using pickup and haul. And then I think the whatever UI thing and combat extended would probably be like the main things. Other than that, I'm kind of like whatever. I do need to trim a lot of the mods. I think a lot of the QOL mods I might have might actually be completely useless. Do you not like CE, Garm, at all? I like CE. I think CE is a lot of fun. Yeah, so that's the most crippling mods that I use. This whatever. But the crippling pain is what makes it fun. You may not just want an Unreal World streamer. Unfortunately, I looked at Unreal World and it looks like the type of thing that I would absolutely play on my own personal time, but absolutely not the type of thing that I could realistically stream. It's like one of those things where it's like I kind of have to find that balance of like, oh, let's just summon this. Balancing things. Oh, hey, look, it's right over there. All right, everyone, emergency mode. Let's get away. Let's get the soldiers up and running. Maybe not those two who don't have any guns or ammunition. Screw it. They'll have guns. They might be naked, but they got guns. Being naked makes them fight stronger. Okay. Marksman, we gotta get you some armor. Marksman, congratulations. You're being conscripted into the Knights faction. Okay, also we should probably make sure everyone is hiding away and not running out there like Kahila is. It's broken everything. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Normally it shouldn't break everything. That's really odd that your experience is it breaking. All right, the mechanoids are attacking us. They're feral mechanoids. We're gonna try to gun them down as best as we can. We got guns. We got options. Let's do what we can. Ooh, that's the test runs are hurting. Okay. Ooh, they're burning Ziryu. Let's get Ziryu out of here real quick. Let's get Alana out here. Turrets are doing what they can. Oh, those things are annoying. Let's have you run over here. You got a gun, maybe you stand over here. Z opposer will pull you over here. Almond roll, let's have you hide back here. They're gonna try to shoot the turrets as best as they can, which is fine. I figured such a thing would be happening. But at this range, we should be able to shoot them. And you don't have any bullets, do you? No, you don't. Okay, so we're gonna draft. Okay, we're gonna draft you. We're gonna have you pull over here. Ziryu can still fight, so I probably have you run over here. Tend. Oh, how did I end up over here? Gotta run away. Okay. So far, so good. A bunch of them are taking hits. Okay, Xanth, we're gonna run Xanth in to try to execute one of them. Let's move Riston in too. Let's move them all in. Let's move all the knights in. We might be able to just run up. Xanth is getting absolutely clobbered, which is understandable. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so then Risten's getting... Okay, so now we just gotta run up and try to kill them. We did lose one of the... We did lose someone. Unfortunately, one of the people we're trying to tend to... Okay, you run away. You run away. Because you're getting burned to death. Risten's also like 2 hours away. He looks like he got a hole through his fingers and his body. Let's see if I might be able to run through. You have shields at least. The turret up here is trying to blast. Actually, that shield is keeping you alive, amazingly enough. Okay, I'm gonna have Ziryu pop out here. I'm gonna have Alana try to quickly grab Risten. Get out of there. Xanth is 4 hours. Okay, the opposer's just over here just beating them up. So let's turn on Search and Destroy. Okay. Okay, let's get Risten out of here. Ziryu's gonna try to gun from afar. The opposer's on a murder spree. That's all I like to see. Okay, you're on draft there. Drop, and then we're gonna have you quickly grab Xanth out of there. The opposer is still not taking any damage because that shield is doing so much work right now. Yeah, so amazingly enough, the shield seems to counter the Tesseron laser beam, which I love, by the way. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Pine Nuts Mech Link is available. Okay, so we did it. We got the thing. So let's go get the Mech Link out of here and maybe just deconstruct this thing. Okay, that was a fight, and we may be losing some of our things, which we'll have to deal with. I was gonna make Kahila the Mechanator, because the Mechanator isn't really meant for this run, isn't primarily meant for combat, and primarily meant to just have someone that can just carry more manual labor work. The other person was maybe give it to Alana, which was very tempting too, but I mean, as long as you're not going to be running into combat, the person who's going to be having it is not combat, but I already said Kahila earlier. Although your pawn does do a lot of other manual labor, so maybe you're not the worst option either. That's true. Well, let me give one to Kahila. I'm sure we can get another mech link at some point. I'm sure we can find another one. Oh, I didn't realize Ziryu's dying over there. Alright, let's have Alana tend over here. And then we can rescue the rest of these fine individuals. Okay. But we should be okay. Let's also turn off emergency mode so everyone can go do their thing. Yeah, we should probably put out that fire before it destroys everything, huh? Okay. And then Xanth should be fine. Let's go rescue Xanth, and let's go rescue Gagatorar. His first of his name. Okay, and then Alana's fine here, so we can probably get Ziryu out of here too. Okay, so that was a little rough. These fights are getting a little ridiculous. I hate fighting mechanoids all the time. I'd like to fight not mechanoids more frequently. We never get invaded. I don't know if it's because of the storyteller. Major threats are less frequent while visits, trades, encounters on the roads, and new companions joining happen more often. I guess we could have gone the other one. Large threats happen less often and the intensity is sometimes greater than usual. Yeah, we've been using Roddy Milden instead of Rarian Snow. I'm sure it's fine. Okay. Where's the mech link? Oh, do we have to strip it out of this man's brain? How does this work? I actually have no idea how this works. I should probably read this. Okay, right-clicking the corpse. Okay, so let's send Komurata Kahila over there to extract the mech link. And we can install that mech link. And we'll probably get a second one if you really want. But again, mechs aren't usually the priority of these runs. I might need to start taking some of these pawns, and whoever doesn't really show up too frequently maybe gets yeeted off to the Shadow Realm temporarily. Because there's a lot of pawns. We're currently at 24, which is not ideal. Okay. Let's install it on Kahila. Okay. Okay, so Kahila's now a mechanator. You can create mechs out of production from just stated. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna have... Oh. You know what? Actually, there was a reason why we should have done you instead. Hold on, wait. No, I have an idea. I'm just gonna... No, Kahila's not a mechanator anymore. Lamau XD. I may have forgotten. Congratulations, Immortal. You're the Mechanator today. I may or may not have forgotten that this actually does in fact require... No, Kahilo was not a crafter. I was like, oh, yeah, this will be fine. Oh, this was not fine. I'm the best. I'm so good at video games. I'm so good at video games. Okay, let me use the restroom like one last time before the end of the night. I'll be right back. I'm the best. I'm so good at video games. My brain is so Rimworld modded core that I can't imagine playing Rimworld without any mods, because I've just been playing this game a very specific way for so long that any other way just seems completely foreign to me, which is probably not a good thing. I really should play this game vanilla at least once or twice just to have that experience again. I'm like, yeah, let's just see how the game actually is without any of the wacky-tacky shenanigans that I have access to, right? Maybe I should at some point, shouldn't I? Also, we should probably start fixing some of these injuries. Oh boy, that's a lot of pain. Yeah, Risten's missing a lot of toes for some odd reason. Okay, I still can't believe CAI was that messy. Honestly, I kind of want to redo Anomaly again just to re-experience it the way it was meant to be experienced without CAA and maybe not CE, just like vanilla Rimworld combat. Yeah, no, trust me, I remember it was really poorly tuned for Anomaly, and it was a mess. I kind of want to give it a second shot the way it was intended to be done. Like, what was it called? Became not that big of an issue. The one that, that weird one that, not the Sight Stealers. It was like the one that was like the double cloning one. It was super spooky and was like, oh, because CAA didn't broke its AI, we didn't actually have to fight it the correct way. Yeah, I do remember that, and it was an issue. What is this thing? Oh, it's this mechanoid. Oh wait, why is it red? Why is this mechanoid red? Oh, fun fact, I kind of forgot to put a mechanoid charger. I probably should put one of those, huh? Automatroid charger. I guess I'll put this in... I'll put this here for now. I need to put it somewhere. God, this thing is such a wide machine. Okay, let's put that there. And then this should now be assigned to Immortal. Okay, so... Wow, that thing... Wait. Wait a second, hold on. First of all, why are you carrying all this? I'm trying to figure out, like, wait, does this thing actually eat 4 bandwidth? Wait, no, wait, hold on, wait, where's my mechs? We got a lifter. Wait, no, but I wasn't trying to make a lifter. Oh, you get 1 lifter for free. But I didn't want a lifter. I wanted a shaftwork automatroid. Where did this lifter come from? I guess you just get this thing for free. Right? It sounds like this just came for free when you became a... Is that how that works? I cannot remember. I seldom interact with making mechanators, so I actually can't remember. Oh, it is random? Okay. Got it. Okay, I completely forgot about that part. Okay, we gotta improve our bandwidth, which we don't have nearly enough bandwidth to do the bandwidth things that we needed to do. Well, hold on. We don't have to take it apart. I think the other solution we have is we're just going to go... now that we can start researching basic mech tech, we can probably start running down, well, the mech tech technology tree and see what we can pull out with this nonsense. Maybe we can find... let's see. Okay, so we can do standard mech tech, I think, right? No, we need a signal chip. Okay, so we can do basic mech tech for now, and this will give us the thing to increase bandwidth, and we'll have to figure out what to do with the rest of this nonsense. But for now, we'll keep it. It's not that big of a deal. It exists. It does its job. Ah, their title-based bandwidth support, which is a mechanic that I'm totally not interacting with whatsoever. Speaking of which, we gotta go sell all this excess cloth. We also need to get rid of this, like, climate adjuster thing, which has been a problem for quite some time. So much. Holy cow, that is a lot of food. Okay, well, we'll be fine. Let's go sell all that. So why don't we do this? We're gonna go world map. We're gonna go pick a... We need a sergeant, but we don't have a sergeant. Alright, well, why don't we do this? Why don't we form a caravan? Let's send the Muffalos. And we'll send in Ristin, and we'll send in... I think we normally send in Ranu for this. Because Ranu usually has pretty high social. And those two should be fine. And we'll also take along... every cloth that we don't need anymore. And we'll also take along probably half of the cloth. I don't think we, or maybe 2,000 units of cloth should be fine. We can sell all that for metric tons of money. Yeah, that's probably fine. We'll also sell, I don't care about this weird Zeus hammer either. Sell that. Okay, and then we're just gonna head over here. Accept, send, go. No, I know how the normal mechs work from Biotech. I do remember playing with them, and I know how they work. Yes. For Craft event is make service grand. Okay, no, I 100% remember how they operate. Because we've done it before. I can't believe everyone's doubting me. I swear I'm not that bad at video games. I actually do remember how they operate. Yes, please believe me. Please believe me. I know what I'm doing, kind of. Also, we gotta figure out this stuff too. Oh, right, I forgot Airman Joker's like got all this weird prosthetic bits that we should probably fix. Yeah, so you have like a peg leg and a prosthetic arm. Maybe we have enough materials to give you, oh, I don't know, an actual arm and a actual leg. Maybe we should do that. You probably don't need an advanced one, so we'll just give you like a basic bionic on each one, and that should be okay. Bionic arm and bionic leg. Is there anyone else missing bionic bits or needs bionic bits? Common roll probably needs another leg. Toe long is fine. You're fine. Immortal's fine. I think everyone's okay for now. A lot of like scars we have to deal with at some point, but it'll be okay probably. Yeah. Everyone else meets even their highest titles right now. Wait, really? Wait, so is the only... But don't you have to accept quests, or do I just go over there and talk to them and say, hey, I'd like a title, and they'll just give me a title? Or do I just have to communicate with the thingy? With a comms console and be like, I would like a title, please? Don't I have a comms console somewhere? Where'd I put it? Oh, here it is. They just need a 20-tile room that's their own, that's it? You know what, hold on. Let's have Sun go over there and like talk to them. I'm kind of curious to see how this works. Let's see. Go talk to them. We have this thing for a reason. Request a trade caravan. Request military. We're already allied with them. I thought there would be a quest to like get the title, but I don't know how that really works. There's probably like some mechanic that I didn't pay attention to, or maybe something I have to build. Because making a 20-tile room that's perfect is not that difficult. A lot of these bedrooms are already like 5x4, so they're already 20. It just said all I can do was call a trade caravan from them, because their base is actually like right over here. Recon 30. Do I just... No, like I'm saying, the only one that was available was the trade caravan. See? Trade caravan. Currently not interested in visiting you. You can also request military aid, but that's about it. Those are the only choices. Ignore the goodwill buttons. The reason, you want me to press it? Okay. The main reason, like, they're even willing to come by is because we have so much, logistic agent, recruitment agency, weapon dealer, trade intermediary, bulk goods trader. Which one would it be? The logistics agent? No, they're not willing to do that. Oh shoot, I picked trade caravan. Whoops. What did I just pick? Recruitment officer. Is that the one? I mean, I do have prisoners, which I probably should take away their weapons, by the way. Yeah, we might want to haul these out of here. Like now. Just grab this real quick. Okay. Yeah, just do that and then drop that and then... Yeah, I don't know what I was gonna do with these prisoners. Oh wait, hold on. This one has a... Ooh, I kind of like that gardener uniform. Alright, how about this? Let's strip your outfit and then you can kind of exist there. So one of the permits based on demand. I think one of them, I think the one I just called in was the Royal Tribute Collector. It'll take them a couple days to arrive and we'll just have to remember to, you know, hand them over at some point. Okay, let's grab... I guess we're getting optoelectronics. Yeah, I think it was the recruitment agency is what I summoned. Yeah, I think that's the one. Perfect. Okay, that's fine then. We'll just continue doing what we're doing. We are trying to make more uniforms so that hopefully some of our new soldiers aren't naked because right now they're currently naked, which is the problem. Airman Joker is prime example, who've just been kind of in the nude for quite some time, which is a problem. I don't actually think they're a nudist either. But, oh wait, I just realized, Airman Joker is a body modder. Oh, actually wait, that's really funny. He is in fact body modded. Because he's got a peg leg, and a peg leg counts as body modding. Funnily enough. Yeah, we can, like, worst comes to worst, we'll just debug call it. We'll try to finagle it and figure out how this works. We learn as we play, right? That's how it works. We also need to get these guys some proper gear. These drunken wafers got who took the upgraded one? Oh right. Wait, where'd my glasses go? Oh, I have this. Oh, I do have glasses. Wasn't there someone else that was naked? Okay, it is just Airman Joker. Oh no, it's Airman Joker and Almond Roll both need a uniform, which they don't currently have, and we're trying to manufacture them, but they take forever to build because it's like this thing can only move at a certain speed. Even with 3 different cabinets, it only runs at like 130 max speed. So I would need to have Immortal just basically sit there and work on that. Actually, no, you are no longer assigned to Hall Plus. You have more important things to do, like working at this tailor bench. Okay. Well, I think we made some okay progress today. We didn't actually build anything of note other than just trying to expand and get more. Primarily because this entire stream turned into, like, half of it was basically just yapping stream about pens, bags, cameras, and stationery, which I thought was a lot of fun. But hopefully, I don't know if everyone else thought that was fun, but hopefully you did. I did like a half DMS run. I've never done like a full true DMS run properly. So, I would say we'll probably continue this next week. Tomorrow, I'm going to maybe do a poll, and we'll decide if we're going to do the Kingdom Hearts. Oh, you want to look at the titles in the faction screen? Wait, what? Here we go. This is what you're looking for, right? Reservist is 1, Private Sergeant 12, 37, Brigadier is 139. This is the one you're talking about, right? So, anyways, I think we'll continue this on Monday. I'll decide if we're gonna do a Kingdom Hearts lore dump stream, which is something apparently a number of people actually do want to see. So I'll think about it. I will think about it. Maybe we'll do a poll, and then we'll come back and do other things this week. We got Company of Heroes, and we got Fire Emblem, and we've got what's it called? Yeah, the main concern is like if the stream crashes, that like is such a huge damper on the mood. So we'll go raid Sai, who's apparently in the middle of her subathon, year 5. I have never done a subathon. Maybe one of these days I should. Maybe one of these days we will. I don't know. I don't know what kind of things people want to see on a subathon thing, but I've never really done one because I don't know how to do these things. I'm really bad at celebrating milestones, aren't I? Crazy to think about, yeah. All right, everyone, have a good night. Say hi to Sai, who's a good lass and playing some of their special events thing. And I am gonna go find something to eat, and then I am gonna go to bed like a good little VTuber who is hungry. Actually, I probably shouldn't eat at this hour. Maybe I'll have a soup. Maybe a light soup. Okay, good night, goodbye, and I will return on the morrow. Say hello to Sai.